It's time for Rebel Sports on MyLocalRadio.com and 98.3 KADQ. Rebel Sports is brought to you by Rocky Mountain Power, Ready, Rich School District, Town of Randolph, Evanston Regional Hospital, Come On In, Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, T7 Propane, Station on Main, Stacy's Repair, Ellingford Brothers, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, Jimmy John's, Dr. McKay Frankum, Crawford Trough, Woodruff Corner Store, Our Bakery, Mound Valley Cattle Company, and the town of Garden City.
And hello, sports fans, and welcome to Wendover, Utah, where the rich Lady Rebels and Rebels have traveled to play a little basketball today. We are in the middle of the JV game. About 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter, where the Lady Rebels are up 40-8 over the Wendover Wildcats. When we're going to take a quick little break and set the scene here for us today, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Rich Rebel Basketball on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication, including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, you always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
We know from experience that in rural America, people really care about three things: their faith, their money, and their high school sports, and not necessarily in that order.
It's a race. Mendez in some space down the left wing. Steps into a shot. Mendez scores! Red Devils on top, 2-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard.
The 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Hello, North Carolina. Cheyenne's coming to visit.
The My Local Radio Sports Network covers high school sports in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, American Legion Baseball and high school rodeo in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Advertising in the My Local Radio Sports Network is unique for two reasons. One, it's the best way to reach your local audience, and two, it's the most economical way to reach your regional and national audience. Join us today on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
It's the best feeling when you've had a long drive and you see your hotel.
Be
The
right
Come On
back.
In,
Or
Casper.
we're gonna
That
set the
means your
scene
day
for you
just
today.
got better at the Come.
It was a little foggy on the drive out. I just did a little monologue and had myself on mute. Colton back in the studio let me know that couldn't hear a thing I said, so you guys got to watch a little basketball with nothing being said, but it was a little foggy on the way out here today. We should have a good couple basketball games for you today. We got a doubleheader between the Rich Rebels and the Wildcats of Wendover. The Lady Wildcats do have a brand new coach this year. He has been the freshman boys coach for the last few years. Manny Ramirez. So it'll be interesting to see how he comes out and plays against Coach Lundgren and the Lady Rebels today. So we're going to take another quick little break on this Ellingford Brothers pregame show, and we will be right back to this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel basketball live and on mylocalradio.com and KADQ FM 98.3.
It's the best feeling when you've had a long drive and you see your hotel, the Come On Inn, Casper. That means your day just got better. At the Come On Inn, you have lots of options. Unwind in the hot tub, go for a swim, relax in the beautiful atrium, and sleep in total comfort. Centrally located, the Come On Inn is close to everything. In the morning, start your day with a delicious breakfast. Top it all off with an amazing, friendly staff who is always glad to see you. It doesn't get better than that. When you're in Casper, always stay at the Come On Inn.
WattSmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency program. WattSmart provides rebates to residential customers for energy efficiency upgrades made around the home. Devices and appliances that use electricity in your home can usually be made more efficient, and that can save you money and energy. When you decide to make upgrades, we have rebates available for you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
I am here with our Where Are They Now segment, and I am here with my good friend. Well, I guess I'm going to have to call him Caden Calder. I've called him Ned growing up our whole lives, the name of his father, but this is Caden Calder. No, I'm not going to do it. Ned, how you doing?
Doing great. How you doing, Brad Holmes?
Doing good. So Caden and I went to high school together, had some great times, and I'm excited to catch up with him. Caden, where are you at in life right now? We'll catch up to all of your accolades from the Rich High School days, but give us an update of your family and your profession and where you're at right now.
Yeah, the old high school days, that's been a while now. But things are great here. We live out here in Tooele County, right here, really close to like Stansbury, in between Stansbury and Grantsville. Currently, I'm working as a junior high assistant principal, doing some administration. So I stuck to the education world, and man, junior high has been the place for me for a little while. It's been great. I started out teaching some 8th grade English for a while, and then the past 3 years have done some administration. So it's been cool to see things from there. As far as my family, man, we've got our hands full. We got 3 awesome kids. We got an 8 and a 6-year-old boy. 8-year-old boy and a 6-year-old boy, and then a little 2-year-old baby girl. My wife Chantel, who I married, she's from Paris, Idaho, good old Idaho side there, and we're just living the dream here, doing the best we can to raise some good kids and have some good times while we do it.
That's awesome. It sounds like things are going great. And Caden, are you still on the coaching staff at Grantsville High School for the basketball team?
I'm not right now. Once I moved into administration, that consumed a lot of my time. But yeah, I got to coach there for 3 years. Super fun, great time. Worked for our head coach at that time was Nate Austin. He's currently the director of basketball operations at BYU. So he worked there before, came here and coached at Grantsville, and then he's back there. Got to coach for him. We competed, got to go deep in a couple state tournaments. Competed for in a championship game, lost by a couple points, but it was an awesome experience to get to coach at that level and coach some great kids at Grantsville.
So rewinding a few years, tell our listeners some of the highlights and what really stuck out to you about your time at Rich High School for those 4 years, and what's carried with you up to this point with having a successful career and doing really well as a father and a husband. What things from Rich High have carried to be able to help you do those things?
I think it was just great people around me, great people that lifted me up, whether it was friends, whether it was teachers, coaches. We're fortunate at Rich High School to have a lot of great people that are intertwined within our lives. You know, I mean, you get to see them at home, at school, at work. So just so many great people that were able to lift me up, to teach me the correct way of how to be a good person, how to be a good man, and so that I could try to emulate that. And I just appreciated that from everybody, from coaches, from teachers, even to my friends that as we were growing up. Is just credit to a lot of the people around me that helped me out.
Well, and I can certainly echo that. I had, the same experience with awesome teachers and friends, and right now I'm coaching at the junior high, and one of my assistants is Parker, who was your age, and he's doing awesome and super good guy. Ned, who was one of the teachers that had a big impact on your 4 years? I like to ask that question, and if there's a shout out you'd like to give, a lot of the teachers are still there that we had. Who's one, and it doesn't have to be someone who's still there, but who's a teacher that really had a good impact on you?
Yeah, I believe it was my junior year, was Mrs. Bruce. She was awesome for me. Just to teach the English side of things. That kind of what got me interested in some English stuff, and kind of a big motivator behind, and a lot of things that I did in my classroom. I kind of tried to emulate and take from what she did. She was just awesome to teach me how to be a leader, to work hard, and to communicate in the English language. She did that in a way that helped promote a lot of success and progress with me. So that was really cool. That stuck with me for a long time.
Awesome. So Crystal Bruce getting the shout out.
Yeah.
I believe
shout out.
I believe she resides in Pinedale now, and I know that because that's who the junior high football team plays on Saturday, and her son's really good. So I have gotten the scouting report. And things are going well with her and her family, obviously. So
good. That's great to hear.
Well, that's awesome. Glad you're doing well down there. I drove past Tooele on my very first visit to Wendover for a volleyball game. So there was quite the gap between your house and Wendover. I got to see the salt flats for the first time in my life. So
a lot of long straight roads there. Yep.
Well,
good drive.
Being a Wyoming Cowboys fan and driving to Laramie once a year with my dad, I was trained for kind of the same view of something for a long time. So it handled just well, and looking forward to head out to Wendover again for basketball season. But and for all of our listeners, Caden here is the son of Ned and Tammy Calder, who are in Garden City, and the brother of Principal Jesse Calder, who's doing a fine job at Rich High School right now. And so, Ned, thanks for taking time. I'm going to let you get back to your family. And I'm sure your oldest is putting in reps at the gym, so you probably have to go pick him up after his 8-hour training session. So.
Yeah, the kids are busy. They keep me busy, and it's fun. And just real quick, shout out to just all the Rich High students and everyone there, man. They do a great job at building each other up, at working hard, at their academics, at their athletics, and within the community. So shout out to all the good things that are going on up there. Like you said, my brother Jesse, it's exciting to see him grow and progress, and the high school right there along with it. So shout out to everyone up there. It's pretty cool to see him follow still.
Well, I'll speak for the community and say we appreciate that shout out. And Ned, thanks for keeping tabs on your alma mater and staying in education and giving back to the youth. It's an important thing. And you're right, the youth up here are doing awesome and working hard. It's been a fun, fall season of football and volleyball. And Caden, thanks for taking the time, and we'll be in touch, my man.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. Appreciate you.
And that was Caden Calder with Bradley Holmes. That with Bradley Holmes there. We want to thank him for doing that. I know the banner says it was John Hansen, but it was Caden Calder. So we're going to take another quick little break. We'll be right back. When we come back, we'll have an interview with the opposing coach, new head coach, Manny Ramirez of the Wendover Wildcats. And we will be right back at this Ellingford Brother pregame show on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
Foot pain can make even the simplest things a struggle. Dr. Chad Brady is a foot and ankle surgeon who listens to your concerns, offering a variety of solutions to get you back on your feet and out of pain. Dr. Chad Brady can help you get back to the life you deserve. Don't let foot pain stop you from living your life. Schedule an appointment today. Dr. Chad Brady, Uinta Medical Group. Call or schedule online at evanstonanytime.com.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth, this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Lady Rebels basketball on the My Local Radio Sports Network. We just finished the JV girls game where the Lady Rebels pretty handily handled the Lady Wildcats. We were in the mercy rule in the fourth quarter there, which in the state of Utah you have to make it to the fourth quarter and be 35 points ahead. So the Lady Rebels JV got the job done. The boys on the boys' side, the freshmen and JV boys both won their games up at the elementary today. So far it's been a good day for the Rebels. We're going to go to our interview with Coach Manny Ramirez, or it might be Kyle Murphy. I don't know what Bradley had going this week. I was not anywhere near, but Bradley took care of all that, and I want to thank him. I want to thank him for the opportunity to be here today. He was feeling a little under the weather. He was going to come out. We were going to do it together, but I'm flying solo today, so Bradley, get feeling better. And we will go to that interview with the Wendover coach and Bradley. Maybe we will.
I am here with our winter season opening of our coaches show, our pregame show, and I'm here with my friend Coach Cody Lundgren. Coach, you have been practicing for weeks now, and now it is the week of your opening games with St. Joe's and Wendover. But before we talk about those teams, how's practice been going, and how are you feeling about this season?
It's been good. The girls have been coming in and working hard, and we're starting to come together pretty good as a team, and it's going to be nice to get some teams in front of us. I know the girls are ready, and so are we as a coaching staff to get them out under the lights and see where they're coming along at and where we need some more work at too.
So, Coach, you graduated a lot of seniors, which more than the usual at a school our size. There was a good, talented class that you graduated. How do you fill those holes, and how do you get the chemistry going right away without too much of a lull period?
We had a great senior class last year, full of senior leadership, full of a lot of talent, full of a lot of hardworking girls, and they will be missed. But luckily we've got some girls that are ready to jump in those spots and start going. And we had a couple girls that played a lot of varsity minutes last year that should have a feel for the speed and the floor and be able to keep our offense going while some of the other girls catch up to the varsity speed. But I'll miss those seniors, but we should be able to reload and be able to keep rolling with this group of kids.
Coach, so this week, as I said, you have St. Joe's first on Friday and then going to Wendover on Saturday. Let's start with St. Joe's. Do you know much about them? They used to be a common 1A opponent. They're now a 2A school, I believe. What do we know about St. Joe's?
I've watched a little bit of film on them this last weekend. They like to play fast. They like to throw the ball down the floor pretty quick in transition. They like to try to slow you down with a zone. They've got a lot of size in the middle. They've got some pretty good athletes. They're pretty quick, and we'll just have to make sure that our girls will control the tempo and be able to play the speed that we want to play at and to watch turnovers and control the boards.
And what about Wendover? A definitely a more familiar opponent with them being a region matchup. And how do you feel, Coach, about having a region game right out of the gate?
It's a little stressful at first, but if you think about it, like every game with the RPI is, goes towards our state seeding. So it is what it is. But I mean, obviously the region game, you're more familiar with those girls, and it's always a little bit more of a fun atmosphere with those games. Their style of play is real similar to St. Joe. They like to play fast. Instead of a 2-3 zone, they like to sit, they like to pressure you up with man defense. And then, they've got a pretty good little guard, the Alvarez girl. She knows how to come off a screen pretty well. And they've got a girl, her name's Hicks, Millie Hicks. She's pretty tall, long, athletic. She's physical, pretty good scorer. We got to do a good job controlling her on the glass and make sure that we can get rebounds.
Now, is the Alvarez girl, is that the coach's daughter? Because they do have a new coach this year, right? Is that Manny Alvarez? Do I have his last name right?
Yeah, that's Manny Alvarez. That's actually his little sister.
His little sister. Gotcha. Yeah, for our listeners, Coach Manny Alvarez is one that's been with the boys for a while. Very, very fun, charismatic guy that was usually their JV coach, and sounds like he'll do a great job with the girls as well. So, well, Coach, good luck this week. Just real quick, I know that you kept an eye on the 1A preview going on this last week. Anything that stuck out to you with the games down there with your future opponents?
Just that it looks like it's going to be a real competitive season this year. So there's a lot of really good teams out there in all regions, and we're just going to have to come play every night and take game by game basis.
Well, we wish you luck, Coach. Looking forward to talking to you each week, but good luck this year, and we'll for sure be in touch.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate it.
And I kind of lied to you there. We were unable to get with Coach Alvarez or Coach Kyle Murphy for the boys' side. So we moved on to the interview with Coach Cody Lundgren. We want to thank Cody for sitting down with Bradley earlier this week and doing that interview with him. We're going to take another quick little break. There's about 14 minutes till game time. When we come back, we'll go through our keys to the game for the girls' side today. So we will be right back. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Sports, live and online at mylocalradio.com. You can also listen in at 98.3 FM KADQ.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
Foot pain can make even the simplest things a struggle. Dr. Chad Brady is a foot and ankle surgeon who listens to your concerns, offering a variety of solutions to get you back on your feet and out of pain. Dr. Chad Brady can help you get back to the life you deserve. Don't let foot pain stop you from living your life. Schedule an appointment today. Dr. Chad Brady, Uinta Medical Group. Call or schedule online at evanstonanytime.com.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Sports on the My Local Radio Sports Network. So I spoke with Coach Lundgren just a few minutes ago, ask him what his keys to the girls today, speaking to them before today's game. Number one, he said they have to control the tempo. Any Wendover team that we played likes to get up and down the court, and he wants us to control the tempo and play our style of basketball and not resort to playing Wendover style of basketball. He also said that they have to out-rebound the Wildcats, and also they have to contain Natalie Alvarez, number 24, for the Wildcats, who, as you heard in the coach's show, that it's the coach's little sister. And a few years ago, they also had an Alvarez on the boys' side, Peter Alvarez, who Coach Cornea on the boys' side was always looking to contain Peter Alvarez. So the Alvarez name here in Wendover is big, and they all come out and they all know how to play. And just for future reference, there is one other Alvarez on the girls' side. She is a freshman, so it'll be interesting to see if she stays up. So that is our keys to today's game. We're about 10 minutes away from game time. Going to take another quick little break, get our sponsors in, because without our sponsors, none of this would happen, and we do appreciate them. So we will take another quick little break on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Lady Rebels basketball, live and online at mylocalradio.com.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication, including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, you always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
Welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Lady Rebels basketball on the My Local Radio Sports Network. We are going to give you the team intro for the girls, and so we can meet this 2024-25 Lady Rebels basketball team. So I will be right back. Okay, we don't have the team intro yet either, and I knew that was a possibility because we just did get that done this week, so we haven't got it onto the deal yet, but that's okay. So a few more things that I think the Lady Rebels have to do today is the transition defense, because like I said, the Lady Wildcats will get out and run. Just a fast style of play out here when you're in Wendover. So transition defense to me is one of the keys to our game today. And as Coach Lundgren said, rebounding, and we do have to contain Alvarez. And she can shoot, she can drive, she is quite the ball player. So we're going to take another quick little break. We're about 8 minutes away from game time. Officials look ready to go. Teams are, I think, ready to go. I know our Lady Rebels are ready to go after the big win against St. Joe last night. So we will be right back after this quick break from our sponsors.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication, including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, You always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides safe, effective, high-quality health care. With many specialty services, Bear Lake Memorial serves patients from prenatal to geriatric. When you need imaging services, including mammograms, CT, and other specialized tests, the MRI suite accommodates patients of all sizes. The large windows provide natural light to help patients have an even better scanning experience. For a complete list of services offered, visit us online at blmhospital.com. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on the My Local Radio Sports Network. We are inside the Ellingford Brothers pregame show for all your sand and gravel needs, concrete, anything else. Give Ellingford Brothers a call in Evanston, 307-789-1515. We got the officials come over. They shaved a few minutes off the game or the time clock to start the game, so we're about 2 minutes out from game time. And as I said, I got home late last night, and I turned on YouTube and went back to My Local Radio and watched the Lady Rebels in their game last night against St. Joe's, and they handled them pretty easily. And as Bradley pointed out, quite often throughout the game, we have a lot of options on this Lady Rebels team this year. They're going to be fun to watch. A lot of scoring options. They work hard underneath, as Brooks coming over and dancing, looking good on screen. But yeah, they look good. They look a bunch of scoring options and just crashed the boards between Hatch and Pugmire. It was fun to watch. Good to see them come out with a win, and let's see if they can get another one today. The Lady Wildcats, I've been trying to look them up here online. I wasn't able to get a bunch on them. But they have had a few more games than the one. I do know that. But knowing the Wildcats, they will come out running and ready to go. So we're about 1 minute away from game time. I'm going to take another quick little break before we get into the live cam. They're going to have their pregame ceremony, starting lineups, and we will go from there. We'll be right back.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
Foot pain can make even the simplest things a struggle. Dr. Chad Brady is a foot and ankle surgeon who listens to your concerns, offering a variety of solutions to get you back on your feet and out of pain. Dr. Chad Brady can help you get back to the life you deserve. Don't let foot pain stop you from living your life. Schedule an appointment today. Dr. Chad Brady, Uinta Medical Group. Call or schedule online at evanstonanytime.com.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on the My Local Radio Sports Network. We got 8 minutes on the clock, 35 seconds on the shot clock, getting ready for starting lineups, national anthem. As soon as we get going, I will go radio silent for the national anthem. Then we will announce the starting lineups as they come out. We might even turn it to the PA if they have one. But I'm excited to be here, excited for basketball season. The Rebels are just getting started when most of the state has already played. So I will go radio silent here while we have the national anthem. Welcome back into the booth. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on the My Local Radio Sports Network. That was a pretty cool presentation of the colors by the Wendover cheerleaders as they come out to a banging drum. We're going to move on to our starting lineups here today. I'm sure they will announce the Lady Rebels first. Coach Lundgren's having a good time with his girls out here. As the PA's welcoming the visiting Rich Lady Rebels. And first off, we have number 5, Molly Weston. Number 15, Paige Smith. Number 22, Braylon Pugmire. Number 31, Cass Argyle. And round out the starting 5 for the Lady Rebels, number 42, senior Brenley Hatch. And for the Lady Wildcats, as I finally got some stats to pull up, according to Deseret News, the Lady Wendover Wildcats are 0-2 on the season. And first starter for the Lady Wildcats is number 12, Tabby Bateman. Bateman is a junior guard. Then we have number 15, Millie Hicks. She is a forward. She's also a junior. And we have number 20, Leslie Montalvo. She is a senior guard. Number 24, and this is the one we've got to watch out for, Natalie Alvarez. She is a junior. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Lady Wildcats is Du Bois, Phoenix Du Bois. She is also just a junior, so a pretty young team for Coach Manny Alvarez, starting off his coaching career, head coaching career here in Wendover. But they do have a little bit of size, and I know they have quickness. Alvarez is very quick. And Montalvo is also something that the Lady Rebels will have to watch for as we get ready for the tip here in Wendover. As Braylon Pugmire is going to jump it up against number 15, Millie Hicks. As Braylon gets the tip. Molly in the corner, passes up top to Paige Smith. Back over to Molly on the left side as Molly drives, gets by, and puts it in for 2. Puts us up 2-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Braylon gets a steal and a putback, so that's going to be 4-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard for the Lady Rebels right out of the gate as they put on a full court press. As missed shot there by the Wildcats as I'm trying to get the scoreboard updated for you. Cass Argyle on the wing. Paige Smith down low to Braylin. Braylin puts it up and in. It's going to be 6-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Lady Rebels as they're pressing once again. Paige Smith tips it out of the hands of the Wildcat. It's going to roll out of bounds and stay with Wendover. With just 1 minute gone by on the clock, the Lady Rebels are up 6-0 already. As number 11, Carly Robles, checks in for Alvarez. And the officials are having a little bit of a discussion. Shot clock, they reset the shot clock on that out of bounds, so we dropped it down to 26. As the Wildcats put it in. And that's going to be a 10-second call because that does not ever reset because possession was never gained by the Rebels. So that 10-second count continues. As the official corrects himself, we're going to put the shot clock back to 22. It'll be Wildcat ball on at the division line. They get the ball into Carly Robles. She puts it up for two. Braylin Pugmire pulls down the defensive rebound. Outlet to Molly Weston. Up to Paige Smith on the wing. Back up top to Molly. Molly sets up, calls the play. She yo-yos up top, back and forth. She's going to find Paige Smith on a beautiful back cut. Paige is unable to convert on that one. Braylin just battling underneath, and that's going to be a held ball, and that's going to be possession to the Wildcats. 6:29 left to go on the Station on Main scoreboard. The Rebels are up 6-0 as the Rebels are still pressing. The Wildcats turn the ball over once again. Braylin Pugmire gets it up the court to Argyle. She pulls it back up front, finds a trailing Pugmire where Pugmire was unable to handle that pass. Goes in and out of her hands. She saved it and then tried to put it back to Paige Smith, and it was tipped out of bounds by the Wildcats. Molly Weston inbounds. She tries to go to Braylin Pugmire, and Millie Hicks is able to get her hand on that and knock it back out of bounds. Still Rebel basketball on the end line. Rebels are moving right to left as Molly Weston gets it into the wing to Paige Smith. She tries to drive, gets it knocked away, picks it back up, back to Molly Weston. Molly to the left, drive, little 6-foot jumper, is able to bounce over the front end of the rim and in. So that's going to be 8-0 for the Rebels as the Rebels continue to press. And that's going to be a travel called on Hicks and another turnover for the Wildcats as Alvarez checks back in for the Wildcats. It's going to be Rebel ball right at half court. As Braylin Pugmire to inbound. She looks, gets it to Molly Weston in the backcourt. Molly's just going to walk it up across the timeline. As Alvarez is on her, she gets it to Hatch at the elbow. Hatch back to Weston on the wing. Weston thought about the three. Gives it to Paige Smith on the other wing as Paige lobs it into Braylin Pugmire. Is unable to connect, but she will go to the line and shoot two, and that's going to be a foul on Hicks. Her first, team first, as Braylin steps to the line to shoot two as we're 8-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Braylin's first, back iron and out. As Braylin with her routine for the second. It's up, and that one nothing but net as we go 9-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As the Wildcats are going to try for the long pass, and that's going to be another turnover for the Wildcats. As Braylin's going to inbounds on the end line. Rebels coming right to left. Molly Weston's just going to walk it up where Alvarez meets her at half court and gets real good pressure on her over to Argyle on the right wing. Argyle to the middle to Hatch. Hatch to Smith. Smith to Pugmire. Argyle on the right wing, and she's going to turn that one over still by Millie Hicks of the Wildcats. Argyle almost got that one right back. Hicks down the left side. She spins, puts it up. That's blocked by Paige Smith and picked up by Pugmire. Pugmire up to Weston as Alvarez picks her up and drives, and that's going to go over the rim and out. As Alvarez gets the ball, she's pushing it up the court in that transition to Hicks, where Braylon Pugmire is able to tip that one out of bounds. That's going to be Wildcat possession on the end line. As Alvarez is going to throw it in. Alvarez looking. As Coach Manny Ramirez is going to call a timeout, getting close to the 5-second call. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Lady Rebels basketball team on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Basketball on mylocalradio.com.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on the My Local Radio Sports Network. We are 9-0 in favor of the Rich Lady Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard, where pressure has kind of gotten to the Wildcats to start off this game. They're not getting the ball down the court very well. They've had quite a few turnovers. I don't have any stats, and I apologize for that. But it's going to be Wildcat basketball as they allow a sub to come in before the inbounds. Alvarez to inbounds from the end line. She gets that into Hicks up at the top of the key. Hicks with a bounce pass underneath to number 4, Alicia Hernandez, and Hernandez is going to knock that one out of bounds. Possession to the Rebels as Braylon gets it into Molly Weston. Molly's going to walk it up the court, crosses the timeline where Alvarez meets her, and Alvarez plays real tight, in-your-face defense, but that's a good little spin move there by Molly Weston. She's able to put that one in. That's going to be 11-0 for the Lady Rebels as Alvarez gets it across the timeline down to the corner to Montalvo, where that's turned over. Paige Smith ends up with the ball, and that's going to be a foul called on Natalie Alvarez. That's going to be the second team foul for the Wildcats, and the first on Alvarez. As Pugmire passes the ball into Molly Weston, I'll get the Station on Main scoreboard updated as the Rebels score 2 more. 13-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Montalvo driving. Molly Weston with the block, and she's able to keep that block. She's going hard down the right side. Finds Pugmire in the middle. Pugmire is going to be fouled, and that's going to be on the ground.
Hey, triangle two.
And that's going to be called on number 12, Tabby Bateman. That's going to be her first, third team foul. As Kira Jolly checks in for Cass Argyle. Molly Weston inbound. She finds Smith in the corner. Smith tried to go to Hatch. That's a little far off. And that's stolen by Bateman. That's going to be stolen back by Hatch. Good hustle play by Hatch. Smith all the way down the court to Pugmire. Pugmire finds Kira Jolly, who Kira takes a nice little push. And that's going to be the second foul on Hicks, fourth team foul. So next foul for Wendover. The Rebels will be shooting 2 as lob into Pugmire. Pugmire, nice little spin move off the glass for 2. 15-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Lady Rebels. And Weston gets a steal, unable to put it up and in. Paige Smith gets the offensive board, unable to put it in. Molly gets the offensive board, pulls it back out, sets up the offense. Jolly underneath to Pugmire. Pugmire back up to the wing to Molly. Molly mishandles the pass. Dribbles down into the corner, finds Hatch underneath. Hatch makes a nice move to her left and banks it off for 2 points for Brindley Hatch. It's 17-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as the Lady Rebels are kind of putting on a show here. Over to the wing to Bateman. She's off the back iron. Pugmire's in there battling for that board. Wendover comes up with it, misses the 2. Molly Weston with the rebound, and she just walks it up the court. 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Molly with a nice move to her left where she drives, and she's going to be fouled and go to the line. See who they call this one on. And that's going to be on Alicia Hernandez. That's going to be her first. 5th team foul of the quarter, so the Rebels are in the bonus for the next 2 minutes. That was a shooting foul. Molly goes to the line to shoot 2. And short on her first one, as Du Bois checks back into the game for Hernandez. Weston steps to the line to shoot her second. Nice high arc, and that's nothing but net. That's going to 18-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Rebels, as Paige Smith comes up with another steal. Across the timeline to Molly Weston. Molly finds Pugmire underneath. Pugmire, that was Hatch underneath, and Hatch with a great dish to Pugmire for another 2. 20-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Rebels. As Alvarez gets it across the timeline, Coach Alvarez takes a 30-second timeout. And with that, we're going to take another timeout. You're listening to Lady Rebels basketball on mylocalradio.com, or you can listen in on 98.3 FM KADQ.
Randolph Medical Clinic is known for comfortably treating acute and chronic conditions as well as mental health. Nurse practitioner Nancy Weston is known for providing compassionate care. Appointments can be made by texting 435-200-5416. Randolph Medical Clinic.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Lady Rebels basketball on the My Local Radio Sports Network. It's going to be Wendover basketball on the far sideline, as Robles gets it into Alvarez. Alvarez yo-yos up top right at the division line. Back to Robles. Robles to Bateman on the right wing. Robles drives baseline, and she's going to turn that one over. Stolen by Smith, as Alvarez almost gets that one back. Kira Jolly, nice little pump fake. One dribble, pull up, and misses. But Pugmire's there for the rebound. 22-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Rebels, as Wendover's going to turn it over once again, and Cass Argyle and Lacey McKinnon check into the game for Weston and Smith, and number 21 Cora Stewart's checking in for the first time for the Lady Wildcats. Pugmire to inbound to McKinnon, as McKinnon walks it across the timeline. Alvarez jumps her as soon as she gets to the division line. Argyle back to McKinnon. McKinnon pass to Hatch in the corner, back to Argyle. McKinnon steps up for a 3. That's going to be short, and that's going to go out of bounds. Possession to the Wildcats. 58 seconds remaining in this first quarter, as Alvarez kind of jogs up the court. McKinnon picks her up as soon as she crosses the division line. That's going to be Du Bois short on a 3-point attempt. Argyle finds a streaking Pugmire. Pugmire puts it up off the glass. 24-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Rebels. Alvarez pushing up the court on the left side. McKinnon picks her up. She almost stepped back to Du Bois. Du Bois passes that one off of Stewart's feet out of bounds. Another turnover to the Wildcats, as Stewart Hernandez checks back into the game for the Wildcats. McKinnon's going to walk it across the timeline, picked up by Alvarez right, and Alvarez is just pestering her to Pugmire at the wing. The elbow, as Alvarez pestering her also. Almost gets a held ball. 10-9 as Argyle finds Hatch underneath. Hatch is unable to convert on that one. 2 seconds left. Du Bois from half court, and that one is not going to count. But the Lady Rebels are leading 24-0 here in Wendover on the Station on Main scoreboard, and we will be right back right after these messages from our sponsors. You're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich Lady Rebel basketball, live and online at mylocalradio.com.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on the My Local Radio Sports Network. We are at the start of the second quarter where the Rebels will have the ball, the alternating possession arrow. It's kind of nice today because I am sitting right next to the book and talking to Brandon Hatch. Bray Pugmire had 15 in that first quarter of the 24 points that the Lady Rebels put up as they went on a 24-0 run for that first quarter. And that's going to be a turnover for the Rebels as Hernandez brings it across the timeline, looking for Alvarez underneath, unable to get that one. Jolly comes up with the ball. She's going to pass it up court to Argyle. Argyle with a nice move to the middle, but she mishandles the ball, and that's going to be a held ball, and that's going to be possession to the Wildcats and the alternating possession arrow. So we have Bateman gets it into Alvarez. Alvarez walks it up the court, calls out the play, gets it to Montalvo on the right wing. Montalvo finds Du Bois underneath. Du Bois back out the corner to Montalvo, to the wing to Alvarez. Alvarez goes down to the corner, drives baseline, and that's going to be Wendover basketball. They said that the Rebels were on the line as they tried to steal that pass, and that was Brooke Compton there. Good defense by her. So Alvarez looking, finds Du Bois in the corner. Du Bois with a three-point attempt. It's long. McKinnon up the court to Jolly. Jolly's able to put that one in. That's going to count, and that's going to be a foul on the Wildcats. 26-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard, with Jolly to the line to maybe add one more. And that foul was called on number 12, Tabby Bateman. That's going to be her second, and Jolly's unable to convert the and one. Du Bois with the rebound up to Alvarez. Alvarez on the left side coming right. Du Bois sets a nice screen on Argyle. Alvarez pulls up for three. That's going to bounce out and battle for the boards. That's going to be called a jump ball. Possession arrow to the Lady Rebels. As 6:47 remaining in this second quarter. 26-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Lady Rebels. McKinnon walks it up. Alvarez right there at the division line to meet her, and she is, and that's going to be a illegal screen by Brooke Compton. I think he just reported 25 when her number is 24. That's going to be her first team foul of the quarter. Alvarez into Robles, back to Alvarez. Alvarez across the timeline. Yo-Yo's up top, gets a screen there from Stewart. Montalvo for three from the right corner. That's out. Crompton's looking for the rebound, unable to grab it. Alvarez with another throw up. Crompton gets the rebound on that defensive rebound, pushes to McKinnon. McKinnon to the right side, up top to Crompton. Crompton gives back to McKinnon. McKinnon's setting it up where she's going to be pestered there on top by Alvarez. Back to Brooke Crompton. Argyle in the corner, down underneath to Lacey. Morse puts it up off the glass and in for two. 28-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Rebels. As Alvarez gets it up, takes it to Robles, back to Alvarez up top. She's going to set something up. Gives it over here to the right wing to Montalvo. Montalvo holding. She's pestered there by Jolly. Yo-Yos gets a screen from Stewart. Montalvo picks it back up. Back to Robles. Robles for three, no good. That's going to be an offensive rebound by Hernandez. That's no good. Where Lacey Morse picks up that one. That rebound gets it up to Argyle. Argyle gives it up to Jolly. Jolly misses the layup. It's going to go out of bounds off the Rebels. As the starters check back in for the Rebels. Coach Manny Ramirez asking the book if his name's on their roster and if he can sub in. As Molly Weston gets a pass into Brindley Hatch. Brindley off the board for two. 30-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. The Wildcats get it across the timeline. Montalvo in the corner. She's pestered there by Argyle. Gets it to Robles. Robles underneath to Hernandez. Up top to Alvarez. Alvarez, nice little driving shot. Unable to connect. There's just a lid on the basket for these Wildcats. Molly Weston has the ball. Yo-yoing up top. Argyle to Hatch underneath. Hatch with another two. 32-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 4:35 left remaining in this second quarter. Alvarez gives that one to Robles. Robles drives down the middle. Kind of gets a little bump. Nothing called. No blood, no foul there. As Molly Weston, nice little pass to Paige Smith on the fast break. Paige finishes 34-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Alvarez brings it up, gets it to Robles. Robles back to Alvarez, back to Robles on their left wing. Left corner to Stewart, back up to Alvarez for the left wing for three, no good. As Jolly pulls that one down up the court to Argyle. Argyle looking for Smith, wasn't there, back up top. Jolly for three, no. That's going to be rebounded there by Alvarez. Alvarez is hounded by Argyle. Tries to throw it off her leg, and it is going to bounce out of bounds off of Argyle. Wendover basketball as McKinnon and Bray Pugmire check back into the game for Argyle and Jolly. Robles is going to pass this one in from the far side. Alvarez bringing it up the court. And Paige Smith's going to pick her up at half court. Alvarez yo-yos, gets it to this right wing to Bateman. Back to Alvarez on top. Over to Robles. Robles picked up by McKinnon. Nice screen there by Hicks. Up top to Du Bois for a deep three. No good. And that's going to be a foul on Hicks. If that's on Hicks, I believe that's her third, as that was a great box out there by Brindley Hatch. That is Hicks's third. Second team foul on the Wildcats. McKinnon on the left wing. Yo-yoing around, back up top. She's going to find Paige Smith on the right wing. As Hicks is able to come up with that steal there. McKinnon gets her hands on that pass, but Bateman was able to control it. Bateman on the running jumper. Molly Weston comes down with the rebound. She's going to go coast to coast and in. Great job by Molly Weston there. 36-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard, and I'm out of practice a little bit. That would have been a great replay there, but that was a good play there by Molly. Gets the rebound and just pushes the ball up the court. As Coach Cody Lundgren told me before the game, they want to control the tempo, and that is what they're doing. As McKinnon gets a steal there, gets it to Weston. Weston tries to go to Smith underneath. That ball's tipped out of bounds. Possession to the Rebels as Cass Argyle checks back in for McKinnon. 36-0, 2 minutes left in this second period. Little lob to Bray, gets it up top to Smith, over to the left corner to Argyle, where she's going to fake a three, take the dribble, step in. That's going to be a foul called there on the offensive rebound try on Bray Pugmire. That's going to be the second foul on the Rebels this quarter, only the first on Pugmire. As the Wildcats inbounds, it's going to be Bateman bringing the ball up here. She's going to find Montalvo on this right wing. And that was Robles who drives. Argyle with the pass. Molly Weston tries to go to Smith. Smith didn't realize it was coming, but that one's saved by Argyle. Smith tries to find Hatch underneath, unable to find her as tipped out of bounds by the Wildcats. Molly's going to inbounds this one. Nice little lob to Pugmire. Bounce pass underneath to Hatch. Hatch for another two. 38-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Bateman bringing across the timeline. Robles. She finds Hicks. Hicks bounces, tries to come back up top. That's going to go across half court, and that's going to be a backcourt violation on the Wildcats. 1:21 remaining in this second quarter. Pugmire to inbounds from the sideline. Finds Weston. Weston, nice little step in just inside the three-point line, a little jumper. That's going to be long. Rebounded by Montalvo. Montalvo gets it to Bateman. Bateman up to Du Bois, back to Montalvo. Three, and that's good. And the Lady Wildcats get on the board at 38-3. Paige Smith with the ball on the right wing up top to Weston. She looks underneath, finds Argyle. Argyle finds Pugmire, back up top to Weston. Back to that left wing to Argyle, back up top to Weston. Argyle looking for Pugmire underneath. It's going to be lobbed underneath, but knocked out of bounds by the Wildcats. 40 seconds left in this first half. 38-3 on the scoreboard. Weston to inbounds. She finds Argyle on the left wing. Argyle's being pestered there by Montalvo. And Argyle finds a back-cutting Molly Weston. Molly's unable to convert on the layup, but she will go to the line for two. And that's the going to be called on Du Bois. That's going to be her first, third team foul of the quarter. As Weston steps to the line, her first shot is up and in. 39-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Molly's second shot is up, high arcing, nothing but net. 40-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Bateman across the timeline. Robles. She finds Hicks in the corner, and Hicks is going to be fouled. I believe that one's going to be on Hatch. I'm correct there. That's going to be Hatch's first, third team foul of the quarter. As Bateman to inbound for the Wildcats. She's looking. And that's going to be, the inbounds pass is going to be tipped and stolen by Argyle. As Molly Weston crosses the timeline, 17 seconds remaining. Argyle thinks about a long three, and that's going to be stolen by Du Bois. Up to Hicks, to Bateman, to Robles with the three, and that's no good. And that's going to be the end of the half, where the Lady Rebels lead the Lady Wildcats 40-3. And we are going to take a break. We will be right back on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports. live and online at mylocalradio.com. You can also listen in at 98.3 FM KADQ.
Supporting local schools, Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, know when it comes to buying and selling cattle, you count on the best. Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth where the Lady Rebels are leading the Wildcats of Wendover 40-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. The Lady Rebels come out hot right from the tip, scored on the first play, and haven't looked back anywhere. As far as highlights go or stats, Kara Jolly has 2, Molly Weston has 14, Paige Smith with 2, Dottie Morse, with 2. Braylon Pugmire leading the way with 15. And, Molly Weston has 9. Braylon Pugmire with 15. Dottie Morse with 2. And Brenley Hatch has 10. As the Lady Rebels are putting on a clinic out here. And Montalvo for the Lady Wildcats has the 1 field goal, 1 3-pointer for the Lady Wildcats. And that's going to put us at 40-3 in favor of the Lady Rebels. And as Bradley said yesterday, and I'm saying it again today, there is many, many scoring options on this Lady Rebels basketball team this year. They're going to be fun to watch all year long. It's good to see the team atmosphere that these girls bring to the court. Not everyone's looking to score. If they're open, they're not afraid to shoot. It's just good to see the team atmosphere that the Lady Rebels have and Coach Lundgren's brought to this Lady Rebels team. We're going to take another quick little break. You're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7's services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at T7propane.com. T7 Propane, for all your propane needs.
Welcome back into the broadcast booth out here in Wendover in this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on the My Local Radio Sports Network. Bradley had another little interview for the standout students section of our halftime show, and so I'm going to take you to that real quick, and we'll be back.
I am here with our Student of the Week segment with Jordan Johnson. And Jordan, how are things going for you?
Going pretty good. Been kind of on a high since the game, so we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, we've now, segued into wrestling and basketball season, but we can't have this whole interview happen without talking about that state championship. And Jordan, how was that going out your senior year with a second straight championship with another ring to put on your hand?
Oh no, it's one thing someone dreams of. I'm just super glad that I got to have 2 of those, and on my senior year, so pretty cool.
Absolutely. Being able to end your career with state championship, not a ton get to do that. Any highlights from that game that you want to talk about? I mean, there was a lot of scoring, obviously. Pretty much everything went our way, but is there anything in particular that sticks out to you that you're going to remember for a long time?
Probably my fumble recovery.
Yep, absolutely.
I felt coming into that game was we kind of let our guard down on defense a little bit, and once we got our stride, I felt pretty good and then got that fumble recovery.
Jordan, it was a great game, and you'll definitely be missed out there on the football field. You did a great job anchoring that offensive line, and you'll definitely be missed. So let's segue now into you've got wrestling season, and talk about your wrestling career so far. It's been a successful one, but give a little recap on how you've done so far up to this point.
My wrestling career has been pretty amazing, honestly. My sophomore year, I decided that I wanted to try wrestling instead of basketball, and I got second place my first year in high school. Following my second place, my junior year, I won state, and I'm feeling pretty good about this year.
That's awesome, Jordan. So, and who do you have in your sights that will be your biggest competition this year come state?
Probably one of my football state champ game, Cameron Carpenter from Monticello.
So he was number 0, correct?
Yep.
Gotcha. So, and is that who you wrestled for the state championship last year?
No. I wrestled the Altamont kid. Big boy. He was really good.
Well, Jordan, we're excited to see how things go for you this year. Looking for that another second straight championship for you. So that would be, if you were to take state this year, that's 4 state championships in your career, correct?
5.
Well, that's awesome. And You've got to take a picture with all 5 on your hands, on your hand if you get it. So
yeah. Look like Tom Brady.
Exactly. So, Jordan, let's talk about school for a minute. How are things going just in your senior year in general with your classes, everything in that part of your life right now?
It's going pretty good. Classes are really chaotic, though. Just trying to figure everything out for college and semester classes, but it's going all right.
Do you know what you're going to be doing after high school? Do you have plans yet?
I plan on serving a LDS mission and attending college after the mission.
And do you know where you'll be going after you get home?
Utah State.
Cool. Awesome.
Yep.
Well, good for you, buddy. I'm glad that things are going so well. And every time we do a standout student segment, I like to ask if there's a teacher you'd like to give a shout out to that's had a positive impact on you these last 4 years.
Definitely Tyson Larson. He's always been there for me, like as a friend, not even just as a coach. Like as a coach, but as a friend, he's been very kind to me, and he's always there to help me out. He always tries to make me the best I can be.
I definitely understand that shout out. He's not only a coach and a teacher to you, he lives in Lake Town like you, so you don't even escape him on Sundays either, do you?
Nope.
Well, he's a good guy, and I know he appreciates you as well. So, Jordan, good luck with the wrestling season. We'll keep track of you and see how things are going, but I think you're definitely well on your way to another state championship. So, good luck, bud.
Thank you so much.
We want to thank Jordan Johnson for sitting down with Bradley for that interview, and once again congratulate the Rich Rebel football team on that state championship. And like Jordan said, it'd be pretty amazing if he does repeat as state champ in wrestling and end up with 5 state championships in his high school career. That would be pretty awesome. We're going to take another quick little break, and when we come back, we'll be back to live action in the second half. We've got about a minute and a half left in halftime, so you're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com or 98.3 FM KADQ. And I will update the quarter. I know we sat in the second quarter saying quarter number 1 the whole time as broadcast colleagues sitting back at home watching Rob Leifson point out to me. He also pointed out to me that I gave a nice little shout out to Lacey Morse. When in fact it was Dottie Morse on the court scoring. And Lacey played pretty well back in the day as well, but it is Dottie Morse on the court today for the Lady Rebels, not Lacey. As we start this second half, the Wildcats are going to have possession. That's going to be Bateman. She's going to inbounds as we get going here in the second half. 40-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Alvarez back to Bateman, back to Alvarez up top. She's going to be hounded there by Smith. Over to the wing to Bateman, back up top to Alvarez. Nice little step around. Bateman with a long 2, 5-40 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Rebels as Molly Weston brings it across the timeline. She's going to hand to Brenley Hatch. Brenley off the glass, unable to convert. Rebound there by Pugmire. She misses that one. And that's going to be picked up by Du Bois as we have a stoppage in play to make sure Du Bois is okay, because I think she took either a forearm or an elbow to the face. That's going to bring a sub in for the Wildcats as Robles checks into the game. Alvarez gets the ball, brings it across the timeline. The wing, Du Bois back to Alvarez. Alvarez drives, and that's going to be blocked by Pugmire. Pugmire up to Molly Weston. Molly across the timeline to the left corner to Argyle. Argyle directing traffic. She's going to dribble a little bit, gets it to Paige Smith up top. Smith with Robles on her. Smith finds Weston on this right wing. Back to Smith as she comes off a screen by Pugmire. Just beautiful screen there by Pugmire, and Smith with the finish. Good find there by Weston. 42-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Alvarez to the top of the key to Du Bois, back to Alvarez. She's going to put up a 3, and that's going to fall off. Pugmire with the rebound. She pulls it down and is going to be tied up there by a host of Wildcats. They're going to call a held ball, and that's going to be possession to the Rebels as Pugmire inbounds to Weston. Weston across the timeline. She's going to find Argyle on the right wing. Argyle finds a cutting Hatch, back up to Weston up top. She fakes a 3, takes a couple dribbles into the key, pulls it back out to Argyle. Argyle back up top, yo-yoing. She's going to lob it underneath to Hatch. Hatch with a nice move, unable to convert, but that's going to be an offensive rebound there by Smith. Smith's going to pull it out to the corner. She's hounded by Du Bois. She's going to find Argyle. Argyle to Hatch underneath. Hatch unable to control the pass, but was able to get it back. Molly drives. She's going to find Pugmire, and Pugmire's going to lay it off that left side and in. 44-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 5:47 remaining here in this third quarter. Paige Smith gets another steal. She's coming up the floor, finds Molly Weston. Molly off the glass for another 2. 46-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Alvarez crosses the timeline. Du Bois in the key. She's going to take a couple dribbles. That's going to be another turnover on the Wildcats as Hicks checks back into the game for the Wildcats. And Robles is going to get a break. Pugmire to Weston. Weston across the timeline. Argyle on the wing. She finds a cutting Hatch, and Hatch off the board for 2. 48-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Alvarez across the timeline. She's picked up there by Smith. She's going to find Du Bois at the free throw line. Du Bois puts it up and unable to make it. She's going to stay down on the ground, and we're going to have a whistle dead for Du Bois there on the ground as Hernandez checks in for her. It's good to see her get up and walk off the court. It's going to be Rich Rebel ball here right in front of me. Bray hustling over to inbounds the ball. She's going to get it into Weston at the top. Weston hounded there by Alvarez. And Coach Lundgren's going to call a timeout. With that, we're going to take a quick timeout. We will be right back. You're listening to Rich Rebel Sports on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
It's the best feeling when you've had a long drive and you see your hotel, the Come On Inn, Casper. That means your day just got better. At the Come On Inn, you have lots of options. Unwind in the hot tub, go for a swim, relax in the beautiful atrium, and sleep in total comfort. Centrally located, the Come On Inn is close to everything. In the morning, start your day with a delicious breakfast. Top it all off with an amazing, friendly staff who is always glad to see you. It doesn't get better than that. When you're in Casper, always stay at the Come On Inn.
And now a message from the experts at Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome to Water's Edge, right downtown Garden City. Beachfront condos, close to the beach, close to downtown for your renters and the owners.
Welcome back to the broadcast booth. We're going to do the Bear Lake fan cam here as Jolly finds Pugmire underneath for another 2 points. That was a good pass. Sorry, we was on the fan cam, but we do want to thank Gary McKee for all he does for the Lady Rebels. It's going to be 50-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Molly Weston fights for a rebound, but that's going to be picked up there by Bateman. Finds Hicks. Hicks down to the corner to Montalvo. Montalvo's shot is short. Argyle fighting for the rebound. She's able to pull it down. Gets it across the timeline. Weston up top. Smith with the drive. She's going to find Jolly in the corner. Back up to Weston on the wing. Over to the right wing to Argyle. Argyle tries to find Smith, but throws it to the official instead. Out of bounds, she looks at Smith and says, "I apologize, I thought that was you." So that is going to be Wildcat basketball. 3:52 remaining here in the third quarter. As the inbounds to Alvarez. Alvarez up the court, across the timeline. She's going to meet Paige Smith. Over to Montalvo, to Bateman, underneath to Hernandez. Hernandez drives and banks it off the glass. 50-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As the Rebels get it across the timeline quickly. Argyle. Cross court to Molly Weston. Back over to Argyle. Argyle finds Smith in the corner. Back up top to Argyle. Argyle finds Weston on the left wing. Weston with the three-point attempt. No good. Paige Smith tries to run it down and save it. And that's going to be out of bounds. Rebels. As I get the scoreboard updated. Alvarez across the timeline to Montalvo. Montalvo underneath to Hicks is unable to handle the pass. Picked up there by Paige Smith. She's going to be hounded in the backcourt by Alvarez. She gets it up to Jolly. Weston on the top. It's Smith. Back to Jolly, who finds a cutting Weston on the baseline, and Weston's able to put that one in. 52-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Bateman gets across the timeline to Montalvo. Montalvo to Alvarez. Alvarez with a little move, nice little running jumper. No good. Rebound there by Paige Smith. Smith gets it up court to Jolly. To Weston, to Argyle. Argyle, nice little fake. Cross court to Jolly. Jolly tries to go underneath to Pugmire. That's tipped out by Hicks. Argyle to Jolly for the three. 55-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And we got a 30-second timeout there called by Coach Lundgren. I think it's more to get the subs in as McKinnon, Crompton, Morse. There was one more. I'll have to see who that was after the timeout here. We're going to stay right here, though. 55-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. That last play, I was trying to get a replay, and I forgot how to do it, and it's written down right in front of me. Thank you, Bradley. But that was a great pass there out to Jolly in the corner as she hits that three. Oh, it was Lutz that checked in also. So on the court for the Rebels, you have Crompton, Jolly, Lutz, McKinnon, and Morse. As the starters are probably done for the day, would be my guess. 55-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 1:45 remaining in the third period. McKinnon to Jolly on the wing. Back up top to McKinnon. She finds Morse to Lutz. Lutz looking. She gets it back up to McKinnon. McKinnon cross court to Jolly. Jolly tries to find Crompton underneath. Crompton's unable to handle that pass out of bounds as Alvarez brings the ball up for the Wildcats. Alvarez looking to make something happen, gets it to Hicks. Hicks to Robles, back to Hicks. Hicks with a nice little turnaround jumper, 55-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. McKinnon across the timeline. She's going to be hounded there by Alvarez. Over to Jolly. Jolly looking. She tries to find Morse. Gets it knocked away, and it's tipped back to Jolly as she makes a drive to the basket. She's going to be pushed from behind by number 12, Bateman. That's going to be her first team foul. 49 seconds remaining here in the third. Jolly to inbound. She's going to find McKinnon streaking down the middle for a left-handed layup. 57-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Alvarez to Bateman. Bateman tries to go underneath to Hernandez. That's going to be knocked out of bounds there by Morse, I believe. As we're going into, and that's going to be Hicks from the inbounds. Is able to put that one in. She's going to get fouled. And that's going to be called on Morse. That's going to be her first team foul. We're 57-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Hicks steps to the line to shoot. Trying for the three-point play, and she misses. Jolly gets it up court to Lutz. Lutz back to Jolly on the wing. Jolly finds Morse underneath. Nice move there by Dottie as she's able to put it off the glass and in. 59-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. 59-11 in favor of the Lady Rebels. We're going to take a short break, be back for a running clock for this fourth quarter. And we'll be right back. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
We know from experience that in rural America, people really care about three things: their faith, their money, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order.
It's a race. Mendez in some space down the left wing. Steps into a shot. Mendez scores! Red Devils on top, 2-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard.
The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Hello, North Carolina. Cheyenne's coming to visit.
The My Local Radio Sports Network covers high school sports in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. American Legion Baseball and high school rodeo in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Advertising in the My Local Radio Sports Network is unique for two reasons. One, it's the best way to reach your local audience, and two, it's the most economical way to reach your regional and national audience. Join us today on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports. As Bateman tries from the left side to score there. That's going to rebound pulled in by Morse. Up to Jolly. Jolly's going to slow it down, get it to McKinnon up top, where she's going to be hounded by Alvarez. Back to Jolly, back to McKinnon. McKinnon yo-yoing around a little bit. She's going to find Crompton. Crompton looking for Morse. And that's going to be tipped away by Hicks, but Morse is able to bring that down. Three-point attempt by McKinnon. That's going to be good. 62-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Alvarez crosses the timeline. Alvarez up top. Little one pull-up jumper as Crompton's there. Alvarez misses, but the rebound's going to be pulled down by the Wildcats and put back 13-62 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Morse underneath, back up to Lutz. Lutz to Jolly. McKinnon, back to Lutz. Jolly. And I like this ball movement by this second team of this Lady Rebels. They're moving the ball quick. But that's going to be taken away there by Hernandez as she brings it across the timeline, finds Hicks. Hicks driving in the middle, nice little spin move, unable to connect as Morse and McKinnon were right there for defense, and good defense by them. They both stayed straight up there. McKinnon brings it across the timeline. She's going to find Jolly on the left wing. Jolly to the middle. She gets a good screen there by Morse. Lutz left wing, back up top to Jolly. Back to McKinnon, looking for Morse. Morse is going to get it, pull it back out to McKinnon. 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Nice move there by Morse. That's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Wildcats. Rebel basketball with 4 seconds on the shot clock. As Cass Argyle checks back in for Jolly. Montalvo's going to come in for Bateman. And in this in the fourth quarter, up by 35, we do have a running clock in Utah, and that's going to be McKinnon driving down the middle. Alvarez gets a piece of her, no call. Alvarez gets it up court to Hernandez. Hernandez puts it in for two, 62-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard. McKinnon brings it across the timeline, 15. Argyle. Lutz up top. She finds Morse at the elbow. Back to Argyle on the right wing. Back to Lutz up top. She's going to go to McKinnon on the left wing. Argyle's wide open underneath. McKinnon finds her on the skip pass. And that's going to be tipped away by Alvarez. Crompton almost hit it but didn't, so that's going to stay Rebel basketball. 4:40 remaining in this game. 62-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Crompton to McKinnon, over to Argyle. McKinnon 4-3 once again. 65-13 or 15 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And that was Alvarez with that shot. Crompton trying to get the rebound. Crompton's going to get called for the foul there. I think Coach Lundgren will live with that foul, just a hustle foul. I believe that's Crompton's second team foul of the quarter. 4:13 remaining. We got a shoe being tied and the clock stopped. The official turned around to the timekeeper and said, "No, you run that clock." And we're going to get a blood timeout here. As Robles checks in for Du Bois. And we got blood on the floor. That's going to stop the clock with 3:32 remaining in the fourth as we try to clean up the blood on the floor. 65-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard. The Lady Rebels have come out. Quite a few have scored. Everybody scored for the Lady Rebels. Everybody that played but Cass Argyle has put points on the board today. But Cass has contributed in many other ways. Her defense has been great. She's had some nice passes. But she hasn't taken many shots either. So Wendover to inbounds, gets it inbounds. That's going to be knocked away by Crompton, picked up by Moore. She's going to hand off to Lutz. Lutz wisely pulls it back out, finds McKinnon up top. McKinnon to Argyle. Argyle looking for Morse. As Dottie with a nice move underneath, unable to convert, and that's going to be pulled down by, the rebound's going to be pulled down by Hicks. Hicks is going to bring it up the court, and that's a nice pass there. She finds Hernandez. Hernandez unable to connect, but Hicks with the putback. 65-17 on the station on main scoreboard. Cass gets the Argyle up top, yo-yoing. She's going to find McKinnon on the left wing. Back to Argyle up top. She's going to find Morse. Back to Argyle. Argyle with a nice little move. She's going to come out to Lutz. 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Argyle, she is going to hit the three with the shot clock running down. 68-17 on the station on main scoreboard. As Hicks picks up the loose ball there, she's almost over and back. As I update the scoreboard here. Alvarez, she's getting a nice little pull-up jumper that's going to rattle around off the board and in. 68-19 on the station on main scoreboard. Crompton on the left wing. Back up to McKinnon up top. Lutz looking for Morse, nice little spin move. She's going to pull it back out to Crompton up top. Crompton, nice little drive down the middle. And she got away with a little travel there. They're going to bail her out with a foul call. That's going to be called on number 4, Alicia Hernandez, her second. First team foul of the quarter, 1:20 remaining in this ball game. McKinnon unable to connect as Morris gets the rebound. She's going to be fouled there by Hicks. I believe that's going to be Hicks's fourth. It is second team foul on the Wildcats. Crompton gets it into McKinnon. McKinnon looking, finds Hatch on the left wing. Hatch takes a dribble, turns around, brings it back to McKinnon. McKinnon brings it to this right side. He's going to hand to Lutz. Lutz is looking for Morse, unable to find her. Gets it back to McKinnon. 16 remaining on the shot clock, 46 on the game clock. Hatch on the left. Down Morse underneath. Morse with the pull-up. She's unable to connect as Hernandez pulls down that rebound. 32 remaining, as Alvarez with the pull-up. That's going to be no good, but that's going to be rebounded by Montalvo. Back to Alvarez up on top. Nice little runner. That's going to clang off the back iron. 15-14 remaining. As Coach Lundgren tells Brooke Crompton to slow it down. She's going to find McKinnon across the timeline. McKinnon can just dribble this out now with the new rule they have in Utah with no closely guarded count while you're dribbling. And that's going to do it for this one. 68-19 on the station on main scoreboard. And we will be right back after these messages from our sponsors and do a quick little post-game / pregame show for the boys' game. You're listening to Rich Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com and 98.3 FM KADQ.
Is pain holding you back from doing the things you love? At Evanston Regional Hospital, our expert physical therapist can help you get back to feeling your best. We offer personalized treatment plans designed to address your specific needs. Whether you're recovering from an injury, managing chronic pain, or simply looking to improve your mobility, don't let pain control your life. Take control of your health and get moving again. Ask your family doctor if physical therapy is right for you, or call one of our therapy departments directly. Evanston Regional Hospital, because your movement matters.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this Independent Software Solutions post-game show on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on the My Local Radio Sports Network. We're going to go straight into the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. For the Rebels, Kara Jolly ended with 5, Molly Weston with 13, Paige Smith with 4, Dottie Morse with 4, Braylon Pugmire leading the Rebels with 19, Lacey McKinnon with 8, Cass Argyle with 3, and Brenley Hatch finishes with 12. Nice little rounded out scoring for the Rebels and Coach Lundgren. On the Wildcats side, you had Hernandez with 4, Robles with 2, Bateman with 2, Hicks with 6, Montalvo with 3, and Gonzalez with 2. Final score 19-68. That is your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Where we have the double header here, we're going to go straight into the Dr. McKay Franken precision play of the game, and I think I'm going to have to go with Cass Argyle with the shot clock running down. Nice little step back 3 from the left wing to make it so she got on the board. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'll have the Crawford Trough player of the game. We'll be right back on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Healthy teeth and gums affect your overall health, including the mental image you have of yourself. That's just one reason that good dental care and hygiene habits should begin at a young age. Healthy teeth mean fewer sick days from school and higher self-esteem. We all want our children to be successful. Teaching them healthy dental habits at a young age with regular cleanings and dental checks is part of the answer. Dr. McKay Frankum serves patients of all ages. Call today and schedule dental appointments for your family. Dr. McKay Frankum, providing precision family dentistry at affordable prices.
Welcome back to this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com, and you can listen in live on 98.3 FM KADQ. And we are going to move straight on to the Crawford Trough player of the game, and we're going to have to go with the Crawford Trough employee. Also, Braylon Pugmire, she come out, she was on the board, she was tremendous on the board, she led the team in scoring today. It was a great game there by Braylon and the rest of the Lady Rebels for that matter, but that is your Crawford Trough player of the game. I'm not going to give you a calendar update for this one because we're going to go right back into this one for the boys' side, so I'm going to take another quick little break, and we'll be right back with the pregame show. But we do want to thank Independent Software Solutions for sponsoring our post-game show. So we will be right back on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com.
WattSmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency program. WattSmart provides rebates to residential customers for energy efficiency upgrades made around the home. Devices and appliances that use electricity in your home can usually be made more efficient, and that can save you money and energy. When you decide to make upgrades, we have rebates available for you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
Make your day even better by indulging in delectable, freshly prepared classics at the Crawford Trough. Come enjoy succulent cheeseburgers, rich raspberry shakes, crispy onion rings, or golden fries, and pair it all with our exclusive River Bridge soda. For another favorite, try a grilled chicken wrap or a yummy twisted ice cream cone. Make the perfect dining experience with our delightful Crawford Trough staff. Treat yourself to something delicious from the Crawford Trough in Randolph.
Woodruff Corner Store is hometown convenience. Now serving ice cream or shakes from our new soft serve machine. And remember, you can always stop in for a fountain drink with all your favorite mix-ins. Summer hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Dealing with.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth. We're going to do a quick little Ellingford Brothers pregame show. We already did the pregame for the girls, but we're going to go into a little bit for the boys. And I talked with Coach Dave Holmes right before just a few minutes ago, and I asked him what his keys for today's game are, and he said defense, limit turnovers, control the tempo, and defense. So that is our keys for today's second half of this doubleheader. You definitely got to control the tempo with this Wendover Wildcat team. Coach Kyle Murphy always does a good job with these Wildcats. They did lose quite a few seniors last year. They do have 5 on the roster for today, but they will get up and run. They'll move. Kevin Gonzalez is number 25. He is a force to reckon with underneath, and he will battle for boards. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Listening to the music that you love brings you joy. MyLocalRadio.com brings you that music. Whether you like listening to country's biggest stars, classic pop hits, classic rock, and rock hits, or country's young guns and legendary southern rock. MyLocalRadio.com puts your favorite music at your fingertips. Download the app to your mobile device or log onto the website to bring more joy into your life with your favorite music. MyLocalRadio.com.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Welcome back into the broadcast booth. We're going to go straight into the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show and an interview with Coach Lex Cornea.
I am excited to be here with Coach Cornea for our opening week interview. And Coach, it's got to be a crazy feeling that 3 weeks ago, all we had on our minds was a state championship in football. You were outside on the new field, getting everyone ready for the biggest game of the season, and now we are talking a completely different sport. So how's that feeling?
Well, let's be honest. I've known basketball's coming since last March. I knew it was around the corner. And, any coach that can't compartmentalize and kind of know what's coming up isn't being honest with you. So, we've known basketball's coming up. We've had guys really excited for it. But I do think our players, those who played football, we've told them, hey, you need to have complete focus on the sport that's in front of you. And we try to do that through the season with the game that's in front and just take it one game at a time. I've known this is coming, and we did have some guys, especially our kids that didn't play football, who spent a lot of time in the gym, and a lot of guys have been hungry for this season for a long time.
And Coach, I want to touch on that because, historically there have been cases where kids have skipped out on a sport wanting to concentrate on an upcoming one, and I'll just say that a lot of times it never happens. But in this case, I've seen it myself and heard from a lot of others. Ridge Lundgren and Carter Scott lived in the gym this fall. So are you seeing that? Are you seeing that even though you had some players that weren't on the football team, that they're still right where they need to be and gung-ho for the season?
I think our kids do a great job of, kids have the chance to choose what they like to do. I mean, that's kind of part of high school, is you find things that you love and you commit to them. And one of those options is loving everything. I mean, we've got some kids that are 4 sport athletes, which we have 3 seasons, so do the math there, and it tells you how busy they are. But Ridge and Carter, they were very visible in the weight room, in the gym, shooting. And I know that the kids who played football, they saw that, and they recognize that these kids are not going home and turning on the Xbox. They're putting in work and effort in the same way that we're putting in work and effort, because I think a good season in football propels you into a good season in basketball. So just those two being really visible, I know our football guys respected that and appreciated it. And then our football guys have done a great job of getting up to speed in the short amount of time that we've had. So I think that they appreciate just all the work that Carter and Ridge put on. When there was nothing organized going on, that was completely voluntary for them to be there and sweat and push and work out.
Absolutely. And Coach, I've talked to a few of your players, and a common comment that is said so far with the last couple weeks of practice was, we thought we were in shape. There's a difference between being in football shape and in basketball shape. So how do you quickly get prepared conditioning wise for a different type of sport, just like they were saying?
Well, we understand that this Saturday we will not be in our optimal physical condition. That process of becoming more cardio-oriented, of actually losing a little muscle mass, as much as I hate to say it, but slimming down, trimming, and becoming more of a basketball body, it's ongoing. I doubt that you see this at peak conditioning, if I do my job correctly, until probably late January, early February. But basketball is a cardio sport, and football is an explosive sport. And the lung conditioning for those two sports and body conditioning is completely different. So I think there's been some guys with some wide eyes, but this is early. We have to shock their system a little bit in the opening weeks. But once we get to the grind, there's nothing that puts you in condition to play basketball like playing basketball. So I think that as much as they like to complain about the ladders and the 17 in a minutes and things, they've improved their conditioning quickly, and they have a little more to do tonight. But once we get into the grind of the season, we mostly let playing basketball be our conditioner.
And Coach, you start your season off with a region matchup with Wendover at Wendover. That comes with its difficulties and excitement. How are you feeling about this being the opening game, with that being Saturday?
Well, I mean, we're kind of doing a favor for Wendover. They had a tournament they needed to go to, and so this was a late change to the schedule. They came to us and said, hey, is there any way we could play on this date? It just doesn't work on the one we had planned. And, I think you need to be accommodating for a region team. I don't think they were trying to pull anything. It does put us at a disadvantage. They will have played 5 games before we play one. And baseball season has been done in 1A since mid-October. So, they definitely had more time in a gym than we have. But, your first game has to be against somebody. And I kind of like that we're going to see a team that's closer to mid-season form right out of the gate than what we are. And Wendover's just a good, salty team. They've always been that way. They produce guards in Wendover that can attack and shoot and play. Yeah, it's a good test, but there's nothing wrong with being tested early out of the gates.
And Coach, what is Wendover doing correctly me because for a lot of years, during your dad's coaching days, Wendover wasn't one that was winning a ton of games, but it seems like for the past decade or so, they're right there, and they're a very respectable team and one that you're nervous about if you see them at state. What are they doing correctly down there that's evolved their program like it has?
I just think they've had a great culture shift. They know that one of the high points of high school is being on a good competitive team and competing at a high level, especially in March. I've been around the AAU circuit a little bit, and Wendover always has multiple teams that are playing at these tournaments. They've got kids who are hungry. They've got kids who love it. Coach Murphy down there does an incredible job of just giving structure and organization, but also bringing a lot of passion and energy. Yeah, every time a guard from Wendover graduates and you go, man, I'm glad that Peter Alvarez is finally gone. Yeah, you only get to breathe for a second, because then you see the sophomore or the freshman coming up who also loves it and breathes it just like the Alvarez kid did. And right now that is Raul Valle, number 5. But it's never one kid for Wendover either. They've got multiple weapons. Kevin Rodriguez. They've got another Dubois kid coming up. They've got just a good, hard-working kind of rebound putback kid, and the Bateman kid who just does all the little things that make the difference. They're a good team, and they will be a good team in March. I believe we're playing a top 5 team.
Coach, it's going to be exciting, not just this weekend, but the whole season for both boys and girls for Rich. It seems like on paper we're going to have a great team, but also it's a very competitive 1A league this year for both boys and girls. So looking forward to it, looking forward to watching on all of them. And thanks for taking a second, Coach. Looking forward to talking to you each week, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Bradley. Appreciate it.
Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides safe, effective, high-quality health care. With many specialty services, Bear Lake Memorial serves patients from prenatal to geriatric. When you need imaging services, including mammograms, CT, and other specialized tests, the MRI suite accommodates patients of all sizes. The large windows provide natural light to help patients have an even better scanning experience. For a complete list of services offered, visit us online at blmhospital.com. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication, including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, you always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball online at mylocalradio.com. And we are right into the starting lineups. You got number 4, Daniel Smith. Number 5, Drake Weston. Number 12, Ridge Lundgren. Number 23, Carter Hoffman. And rounding out the starting 5 for your 24-25 Rich Rebels is Carter Scott. Number 25. And for the Wildcats of Wendover, you're going to have number 1, Angel Mendoza, a junior. Number 5, Raul Valle. Number 4, Daniel Valle. Daniel and Raul are both seniors. Number 12, Braxton Bateman, a senior. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Wildcats is Kevin Gonzalez, number 25, and he is also a senior. These Wildcats, I'm sure, are ready to play. The Rebels, I know, are ready to kick off this season. Should be a great one here for us today. As we get ready to go, get ready for the tip of this first game of the Rebels for this 24-25 season. Coach Cornea during that interview said that the Wildcats have had a few games. According to Deseret News, all I've got is 2, and they're 1-1 on there. As the tip goes straight to Carter Hoffman, and he's able to get it. Daniel Smith up to Carter Scott up top. Scott brings it back to the left, finds Drake Weston. He's going to drive the middle, put it up off the glass and in. 2-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Rebels. As we got Valle bringing it across the court, across the timeline. That's going to be knocked away and stolen by Carter Hoffman. He's going to find Drake Weston on this left side to Carter Scott, left corner for 3, and that's going to be good. 5-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. The Rebels have come out to play as Valle brings it across the timeline. He's picked up there by Weston. Over to Valle. He's going to find Bateman up top, and they're going to call Carter Hoffman for the foul on the reach in. Going to be Wendover ball on the baseline. As Daniel Valle to inbound. And he's going to find Gonzalez. The shot clock's supposed to reset on that foul. That was the stoppage there. The referee wanted the shot clock reset. Gonzalez gets it into Valle. He's going to bring it back down to Gonzalez. Gonzalez throws up a left-handed shot. Ridge Lundgren with the rebound up the court to Carter Hoffman. Carter Hoffman's unable to connect on that one. That one's going to be rebounded by Mendoza. He's going to dish to Valle. Valle to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, nice little spin around move, and that's going to be missed. And that's going to be rebounded there by Carter Hoffman. We're going to get a holding foul on Kevin Gonzalez. That's going to be his first, team first. As the Rebels are going to inbounds. Drake Weston across the timeline. He's going to be picked up there by Mendoza. To Hoffman on the right side. Hoffman driving right to left, and he's going to finish with his left hand, get fouled. Bring us 7-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. That foul is going to be called on number 12, Bateman, for the Wildcats, as Hoffman steps to the line to finish the three-point play the old-fashioned way. As Hoffman's free throw rattles in and out. Rebounded there by Gonzalez. Valle up top, picked up by Lundgren. Passes to the other Valle, and he's going to take a deep three, and that's going to front rim and out. Rebound there by Hoffman. He's going to push the ball up the court. He finds Daniel Smith underneath, who finds a cutting Drake Weston. Drake puts that one up and in. 9-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Rebels. Valle on the left wing. He's going to make a nice move, get around. That's going to be stripped there by Hoffman, picked up by Weston. Weston pushes up the court, tipped away by Valle and out of bounds. Rebels basketball. Right sideline. Hoffman inbounds. He gets it into Weston. Weston yo-yoing up top. Kind of a 1-2-2 defense here for the Wildcats. Hoffman, Weston, three, good. 12-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Coach Kyle Murphy's going to call a timeout as the Rebels lead 12-0, 5:31 remaining in this first quarter. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com or listen in at 98.3 FM KADQ. The Rebels have jumped out this season to a quick start, 12-0 with 2 3-pointers, one from Carter Scott and one from Drake Weston, as Riker Hoffman checks in for Carter Scott. Valle across the timeline. He's picked up there by Weston. Dribbles off. Valle dribbles off his own leg and out of bounds. Rebels to inbounds. Weston gets the inbounds. He's going to walk it up the court, cross the timeline. He's picked up there by Mendoza. Nice screen by Daniel Smith. Carter Hoffman back to Weston. And he's going to be called for the travel. Drake doesn't like the call, but he did. That was a good call. He shuffled his feet. And Daniel Valle to inbounds to Mendoza. I lied because Daniel Valle is going to go sit down. It's Keanu Dubois checking into the game for the first time. Raul Valle up top. Back to Dubois for 3. Well, and that's going to go in. Dubois is just a freshman. He steps up in the varsity game and hits that 3. It looks good. 3-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Daniel Smith back to Carter Hoffman for 3, and that's going to be good. 15-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Raul Valle, left wing. He's going to find Mendoza up top. Mendoza to Dubois to Bateman. Bateman down to Gonzalez, and Gonzalez is going to get fouled there by Daniel Smith. That's going to be Daniel's second team foul of the quarter. As the Wildcats to inbound, that's Dubois. Ridge is hounding him on the baseline. Dubois with the lob up to Gonzalez. Gonzalez gets it to Mendoza, to Raul Valle. Picked up top by Drake Weston. As Gonzalez sets a screen for him, Smith steps out, but Valle is able to get by, and he's going to find Dubois underneath and puts that one up in for 2. Drake Weston up quick to Hoffman. Hoffman with the reverse layup, no good. Battle for the rebound, and that's pulled in by Bateman. Bateman gets it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Valle. Valle is pushing. Nice little pull up there. He's going to hand to Gonzalez. Gonzalez with the 2 points from the top of the key. 7-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Drake Weston's going to drive in. He's going to be fouled there by Mendoza. That's going to be Mendoza's first. 3rd team foul of the quarter. They're going to call that one on the ground, so Lundgren to inbounds, and he's going to find Daniel Smith on the cut. Daniel puts it in for 2. 15-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Valle, left side. Nice little delayed move. He's going to get away with a little push off on Weston, put that in. 9-17 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Up quick to Hoffman. Hoffman's going to find Smith underneath. Smith's going to finish. 19-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Try to get that updated. Valle yo-yos. He's going to find Gonzalez. Gonzalez with a nice little turnaround too. 11-19. Station on Main scoreboard. 2:53 remaining. Ridge Lundgren, nice little spin move in the middle on Valle, and that's going to hit back rim and out. Rebound there by Bateman. He's going to hand to Valle. Valle gets it across the timeline up to Mendoza. Mendoza for 3 in and out. Ridge Lundgren with the rebound. He's going to find a no-look pass there to Carter Hoffman. Carter goes down hard and into the wall. Doesn't quite convert. Hoffman's going to go to the line for 2, and that foul is going to be called on number 5, Raul Valle. That's his first 4th team foul of the quarter. Nope, they're going to correct that. That foul is going to be called on Mendoza. That's going to be Mendoza's 2nd. fourth team foul of the quarter as Hoffman steps up for two. 2:33 remaining in this first quarter. Hoffman's first is front rim and out. As Dylan Fonsbeck checks in for Daniel Smith. And Caesar, number 2 for the Wildcats, checks in as Hoffman makes the second. And Carter Scott checks in for Hoffman. 20-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Valle across the timeline, picked up top there by Drake Weston. Valle over to Du Bois. Du Bois back to Valle. Valle comes in, back to Du Bois, over in the corner to Mangales. Bateman and Carter Scott fighting for the rebound, and it's going to go out of bounds, stay with Wendover. 2:11 left on the clock. Wendover to inbound. And that's not going to be touched. That's going to be Rich Rebel basketball on the baseline. Drake Weston to inbounds. As Daniel Valle checks back in. Ridge Lundgren inbounds to Weston. Weston's going to walk it up the court. Across the timeline to Carter Scott. Carter in the middle, and he's going to lose it. Picked up by Raul Valle. He's looking, gets it across the timeline, finds his brother Daniel Valle with the air ball from 3. Carter Scott pulls down the rebound, passes up fast to Ridge Lundgren, who's going to find a cutting Riker Hoffman for 2 underneath. 22-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As the Rebels are looking good, they're moving the ball fast, and that's going to be Valle for 3. 14-22 on the Station on Main scoreboard as the Rebels look to push some more. Fonsbeck underneath, back up top to Riker Hoffman. And Riker's three-pointer is going to go front rim, but that's going to be tipped by the Wildcats out of bounds to the Rebels. Riker Hoffman's going to inbound to Drake. Drake's going to yo-yo up top, give to the right side to Carter Scott. Ridge Lundgren with a nice back cut, unable to handle that pass from Scott. Out of bounds, Wildcat basketball. 1:14 remaining in this first quarter, 14-22 on the scoreboard in favor of the Rebels as Raul Valle crosses the timeline, picked up there by Drake Weston. Underneath to Gonzalez, nice little fade around jumper over Fonsbeck is good. 16-22 on the Station on Main scoreboard, and there's not much there Fonsbeck can do. That's just a good move by Gonzalez. Carter Scott in the right corner. Right wing to Ridge. Lundgren underneath to Fonsbeck. Fonsbeck makes a move back out to Lundgren. Lundgren's 3 is going to be short. Rebound there by Bateman. Valle across the timeline, 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Valle drives in, draws 3 defenders, still puts it over top. That's going to be Wildcat basketball as it goes out of bounds off the Rebels. Caesar checks in for the Wildcats. Gonzalez, corner 3, good. 19-22 on the Station on Main scoreboard as the Wildcats have made a run here in the end of the first quarter. Carter Scott for 3 from the left wing, no good. Gonzalez tries for the rebound, unable to handle it. That's going to go off Mangales. 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Lundgren to inbound. And he's looking. He's going to find Drake Weston up top. To Ridge. 5 seconds. Ridge Lundgren with Valle on him. Pulls up. 3 short. That's going to be the end of the first. 19-22 on the Station on Main scoreboard. We're going to take a quick little break and be right back. Live action. You're watching Rich Rebels basketball on mylocalradio.com.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
Welcome back into the broadcast booth. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com and 98.3 FM KADQ. The Rebels jumped out to a 12-0 lead, but the Wildcats have battled back into it. Just down 3 at the end of the first, 19-22. It's just the start of the second quarter. That's going to be Kevin Gonzalez unable to control the dribble. That's going to be out of bounds to the Rebels. Lundgren brings it up the court, finds Riker Hoffman in the corner. He's going to make a move on Gonzalez, and that's a good move. Unable to convert. Daniel Smith with the offensive board, and that's going to be Carter Hoffman's second foul as he tries to tie up Bateman. And Drake Weston's going to check in for Hoffman. Gonzalez inbounds to Valle. Valle on the left side crosses the timeline. Calls for a screen from Gonzalez. Great defense there by Drake Weston as he's able to fight around that screen. Lundgren on Valle. Valle driving around. Valle on the left wing. He makes a nice spin move, nice step through. Unable to convert, rebounded there by Riker Hoffman. Up to Daniel Smith, Daniel driving. He finds Carter Scott underneath. Carter up top to Riker Hoffman. Riker drives down the middle. That's going to be knocked out of bounds by Bateman. 24 seconds remaining on the shot clock for the Rebels. 7 minutes left in the second quarter. Lundgren to inbound. Lundgren finds Scott. Scott with a nice little move into the middle, and he's going to be tied up a little bit. Daniel Smith in the left corner. Back up to Scott, left wing. Right wing to Weston. Weston's picked up there by Daniel Valle. Daniel Smith underneath. And he's going to get fouled there as he made a good move, try to score there. He's going to go to the line. That's going to be called on number 5, Raul Valle. His first, team first. 6:43 remaining in the second as Daniel Smith steps to the line. And front in, back iron, and out for Daniel. Daniel steps up for the second one. Up and front iron. That one's going to bounce around and in. 23-19 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Daniel Valle. Bateman. Tipped away by Drake Weston. Picked up by Ridge Lundgren. Ridge finds Riker Hoffman. Great pass by Ridge. Great team effort. 25-19 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Raul Valle unable to connect as Ridge Lundgren loses it out of bounds. Back to the Wildcats as Gonzalez steps there to inbound the basketball. They're going to find Raul Valle in the backcourt. Valle step up for 3. That's going to right rim and out. Rebound there by Bateman. He's looking, can't find him, but finds Daniel Valle. And Daniel Smith's going to be called for the foul there. Second team foul of the quarter. I do believe it's the first on Daniel. Second on Daniel. as Fonsbeck's going to check back into the game for Smith. Gonzalez to Valle. That's Raul Valle. Backs across the timeline. Raul Valle, Drake Weston playing great defense on him. Nice little jump shot there by Valle. 25-21 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Carter Scott finds Riker Hoffman to Ridge Lundgren. Ridge is going to be called for the travel. And Coach Lex Corney is going to call a timeout. We're going to take a quick break as well. You're listening to Rich Rebel Basketball on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Hey, it's Hunter here with Les Schwab. Just want to let you know we have America's Best Tire Warranty. It's now available at all Les Schwab Tire Centers. It includes our no-hassle road hazard protection, free tire maintenance, and a 60-day ride satisfaction guarantee included for free. Come visit us at Les Schwab Tire Centers today at 157 Bear River Drive in Evanston.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Basketball, online and live at mylocalradio.com. It's going to be Wildcat basketball. 5:31 remaining here in the second quarter. 21-25 in favor of the Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. Valle is going to be picked up now by Lundgren. Valle still with the ball. He's looking. He's going to find Gonzalez. Back to Valle. Still picked up by Lundgren. And he's going to deny that screen by Gonzalez. Drive, and he's going to be fouled. That's going to be on Drake Weston. His first third team foul as Valle steps to the line to shoot two. Takes a couple dribbles. Lets it fly, and that's going to be good. 25-22 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Valle steps up for his second one. And that one's good as well, 25-23. Weston across the timeline, picked up by Daniel Valle. He's going to find a cutting Ridge Lundgren. What a pass. I don't know if I got the replay there or not, but I hope so because that was a heck of a pass there by Weston to Lundgren. 27-23 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Lundgren on Valle. Valle steps up. Lundgren leaves his feet. And that's going to be off and out of bounds on Bateman trying for the offensive board. As Weston brings the ball up, 4:40 remaining in the second quarter. Weston to Lundgren. Lundgren to Hoffman. Hoffman's going to drive hard, and he's going to be fouled and go to the line for two. That foul's going to be called on Bateman. It's going to be the second team foul. Second for Bateman as well. As Riker steps up to the line. First one up and good. (28-23). Hoffman steps up for his second shot. And that one rattles around and falls. He's going to go 2 for 2 from the line. 29-23 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Valle across the timeline, picked up by Lundgren. The other Valle picked up by Weston. Mendoza up top, picked up by Scott. To Gonzalez. Nice spin move on Fonsbeck. Nice little pull-up jumper for Gonzalez. 29-25 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Lundgren across the timeline. He's going to find Hoffman. Hoffman, nice move to the left. Drive straight to the hole, and he's going to go finish 31-25 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Wildcats are pushing. Valle to Gonzalez, back to Valle. Daniel Valle on the right wing, picked up there by Weston. 16 on the shot. Raul Valle pulls up for three. That's going to be short. Rebounded there by Lundgren. He's looking to push. Finds Carter Scott in the corner. No good. And nice battle there for the rebound from Fonsbeck and Gonzalez. That's going to be a held ball. Possession arrow is going to stay with the Rebels. Lundgren to inbound. 3:33 remaining in this half. 25-31 on the scoreboard. Lundgren finds Fonsbeck underneath for the layup. 33-25 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Raul Valle walks the ball up the court, he's going to be picked up there by Lundgren. Finds Daniel Valle in the corner, over to Gonzalez for three, and that's going to be good. 33-28 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Lundgren drives in. He's unable to finish there. Hits the bottom of the iron. Valle finds Daniel Valle underneath. Tipped away by Riker Hoffman, but picked up by Mendoza. Raul Valle coming in. He's going to be fouled there by Riker Hoffman. Go to the line. So Raul Valle steps to the line to shoot two. Last time to the line he was 2 for 2. And he's going to miss that one. Little broadcaster's jinx. As Hoffman and Smith check back in for Fonsbeck and Scott. Valle steps to the line for his second. And he goes 1 for 2 for this visit. 33-29 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Weston brings the ball across the timeline. He's picked up there by Mendoza. Yo-Yo's up top, makes a move. Daniel Smith from the top, and he's going to drive in. Coach Corney is wanting a foul as the Wildcats get the rebound. Valle across the timeline, picked up there by Riker Hoffman. Over to the corner to Du Bois. Valle yo-yoing up top, picked up by Riker. Nice defense there by Riker. And he's going to come down with the board there, push up the court. And they're wanting a foul there also, and that's going to be rebounded by Du Bois. Valle across the timeline, 33-29, 1:45 remaining in this second quarter. Du Bois picked up by Hoffman to Gomez. And they're going to call a foul there on Lundgren. That's going to be the 5th team foul. So that'll put the Wildcats to the line. In the bonus, 1:35 remaining. That's going to be Gomez. Step to the line. That's going to be Ridge's first. 33-29 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Gomez misses the first. He's going to step up for his second shot. And the southpaw delivers the second one, 33-30. And we're going to get a foul called here as Drake Weston drives. That's going to be on number 1, Mendoza. That's his third team foul of the quarter as Drake Weston steps to the line. First one in and out, back in. Drake steps to the line for his second. And that's good also. 35-30 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Valle brings it across the timeline, picked up there by Weston. Yo-Yo's up top. Weston with the pestering hard pressure. Gomez, Dubois, back to Gomez. Back to Dubois on this right side. That's going to be picked off there by Lundgren. He's looking. That's going to be knocked away by Valle. Picked up by Cesar Mangales. Valle to Gonzalez for the long three, and that's going to be no good. Saved in there by Mangales, but that's to Weston. Almost picked his pocket. Weston's going to pull it back out up top. 37 seconds remaining in this second quarter. 35-30 in favor of the Rebels, and Weston's going to get his pocket picked there by Cesar Mangales. Then we're going to have a foul called. I don't know who they called that one on. Nope, that's going to be on Carter Hoffman. That's going to be his third. That's going to send Mangales to the line for two. Carter Hoffman doesn't like that foul call. And if I am saying this last name wrong, I do apologize. But first of two is good. (35-31) on the Station of Main scoreboard. And goes 2 for 2 from the line. 35-32, 28 seconds remaining in the first half. Lundgren crosses the timeline. We're going to hold for the last shot. Lundgren just yo-yos up top, and there is no closely guarded count while dribbling in the state of Utah anymore. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7. Ridge loses it. Picked up by Weston. That's going to be blocked by Cesar Mangales. Valle with the last second shot. Good if it goes. It's not going to go, and that's going to be the end of the first half. 35-32 in favor of the Rebels. And we will be right back with some halftime highlights. You're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Supporting local schools, Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, know when it comes to buying and selling cattle, you count on the best. Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
Welcome back into the broadcast booth. We are at halftime of the second game of our doubleheader, and it's a close one, folks. We get 35-32 in favor of the Rebels here on the road. As we look at a few stats here, Riker Hoffman's going to have 8 points, Daniel Smith with 5, Drake Weston with 9, Ridge Lundgren with 2, Carter Hoffman with 6, and Carter Scott with 3, and Dylan Fonsbeck with 2. On the Wildcats side, you have Marcus Gomez with 1, Cesar Mangalos with 2, Raul Valle with 7, Du Bois with 3, and Kevin Gonzalez with 19. And as I said, your halftime score is 32-35. I'm going to look and see here. I don't know if I got that replay or not, but let's check it out. As you can see, Drake Weston here He drives there to the right and finds a back-cutting ridge Lundgren, and just a beautiful play there by Drake Weston. Definitely looking at maybe the play of the game. And we're going to take another quick little break. We'll be right back with a standout student sponsored by T7. You're listening to the Rich Rebels volleyball, or Rich Rebel basketball on My Local Radio Sports Network.
Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7 services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at T7propane.com. T7 Propane for all your propane needs.
I'm here with our Student of the Week segment with Jordan Johnson. And Jordan, how are things going for you?
Going pretty good. Been kind of on a high since the game, so we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, we've now, segued into wrestling and basketball season, but we can't have this whole interview happen without talking about that state championship. And Jordan, how was that going out your senior year with a second straight championship with another ring to put on your hand?
Oh no, it's one thing someone dreams of. I'm just super glad that I got to have two of those, and on my senior year, so pretty cool.
Absolutely. Being able to end your career with state championship, not a ton get to do that. Any highlights from that game that you want to talk about? I mean, there was a lot of scoring, obviously. Pretty much everything went our way, but is there anything in particular that sticks out to you that you're going to remember for a long time?
Probably my fumble recovery.
Yep, absolutely.
I felt coming into that game was we kind of let our guard down on defense a little bit, and once we got our stride, I felt pretty good, and we got that fumble recovery.
Jordan, it was a great game, and you'll definitely be missed out there on the football field. You did a great job anchoring that offensive line, and you'll definitely be missed. So let's segue now into you've got wrestling season, and talk about your wrestling career so far. It's been a successful one, but give a little recap on how you've done so far up to this point.
My wrestling career has been pretty amazing, honestly. My sophomore year, I decided that I wanted to try wrestling instead of basketball, and I got second place my first year in high school. Following my second place, my junior year, I won state, and I'm feeling pretty good about this year.
That's awesome, Jordan. So, and who do you have in your sights that will be your biggest competition this year come state?
Probably one of my football state champ game, Cameron Carpenter from Monticello.
So he was number 0, correct?
Yep.
Gotcha. So, and is that who you wrestled for the state championship last year?
No. I wrestled the Altamont kid. Big boy. He was really good.
Well, Jordan, we're excited to see how things go for you this year. Looking for that another second straight championship for you. So that would be, if you were to take state this year, that's 4 state championships in your career, correct?
5.
Well, that's awesome. And You've got to take a picture with all 5 on your hands, on your hand if you get it. So
yeah. Look like Tom Brady.
Exactly. So, Jordan, let's talk about school for a minute. How are things going just in your senior year in general with your classes, everything in that part of your life right now?
It's going pretty good. Classes are really chaotic, though. Just trying to figure everything out for college and semester classes, but it's going all right.
Do you know what you're going to be doing after high school? Do you have plans yet?
I plan on serving a LDS mission and attending college after the mission.
And do you know where you'll be going after you get home?
Utah State.
Cool. Awesome.
Yep.
Well, good for you, buddy. I'm glad that things are going so well. And every time we do a standout student segment, I like to ask if there's a teacher you'd like to give a shout out to that's had a positive impact on you these last 4 years.
Definitely Tyson Larson. He's always been there for me, like as a friend, not even just as a coach. Like as a coach, but as a friend, he's been very kind to me, and he's always there to help me out. He always tries to make me the best I can be.
I definitely understand that shout out. He's not only a coach and a teacher to you, he lives in Lake Town like you, so you don't even escape him on Sundays either, do you?
Nope.
Well, he's a good guy, and I know he appreciates you as well. So, Jordan, good luck with the wrestling season. We'll keep track of you and see how things are going, but I think you're definitely well on your way to another state championship. So, good luck, bud.
Thank you so much.
We want to thank Jordan Johnson for sitting down with Bradley earlier this week for that interview. We're going to take another quick little break, and we'll be right back after this. You're listening to T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Basketball on mylocalradio.com or listen in live on 98.3 FM KADQ.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Basketball on the My Local Radio Sports Network. We're about a minute away from halftime here, or second half. Carter Hoffman's in a little foul trouble. He's got 3. And on the other side, I don't think anyone is in foul trouble on that other side. No, I lied. Mendoza has 3, so, and Bateman has 2, so not a whole lot of free throws shot in that first half. There were some. Wendover did make it in the bonus there in the second quarter. It's been a good, fast-paced game. Wendover's going to have the ball to start the second half. As looks like the same 5 guys that started the game is going to start the second half for Coach Cornea. 8 seconds remaining here in halftime. Oh, Riker Hoffman's going to start the second half instead of Carter Hoffman with those 3 fouls. Not wanting to pick up a cheap 4th. And so Carter Scott, Riker Hoffman, Daniel Smith, Ridge Lundgren, and Drake Weston. And for the Wildcats, you've got Bateman, Raul Valleja, Daniel Valleja, Keanu Dubois, and Kevin Gonzalez. As Daniel Valleja for 3, and that's going to go 35-35 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Lundgren brings it across the timeline, he's going to hand to Carter Scott. That's going to be stripped by Gonzalez. He's going to find, no, that's going to be picked off by Ridge Lundgren. He's up the court to Daniel, back to Lundgren. Gets a little bump, gets it out to Drake Weston. Missed shot there. Rebound by Gonzalez. Pushes up to Valle. Back to Gonzalez. Back to Daniel Valle. Raul Valle. Daniel Valle. Gonzalez back to Valle for 3. In and out. Riker Hoffman comes down with that defensive rebound. Pushes up to Daniel Smith. Daniel, he's going to drive the lane, and he's going to get fouled there by Raul Valle. As Daniel drives hard, and we'll update the. So that's going to be the first team foul on the Wildcats this quarter. Second on Raul Valle. Daniel Smith's going to step to the line and shoot 2. 6:52 remaining here in the third quarter. And I'll fix that on the scoreboard as well as Daniel's first one hits. Daniel steps up to take the second one. And that one's in and out. 36-35 on the Station on Main scoreboard. That was Bateman for three. 38-36 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Ridge Lundgren driving. He wants the foul call, not going to get it. Raul Valle pulls up for three. That's going to go short. Rebound by Hoffman. And that's going to be the fourth foul on Bateman. Second team foul of the quarter. Third, on Bateman. As Caesar checks back in, and I talked to the coaching staff of Wendover at halftime and asked how to say his last name. They just said I'm good to say Caesar Maggs, so I'm just going to call him Maggs. Lundgren yo-yos up top, makes a move by Valle. Unable to finish at the rim as Gonzalez pulls down that rebound. 38-36, 6 minutes remaining here in the third. Daniel Valle for three, that's going to rim out. Lundgren skies high to get that rebound. Drake Weston hard off the backboard, not going to go. That's going to go out of bounds off of Carter Scott to the Wildcats. As Gonzalez gets it into Raul Valle. Crosses the timeline, picked up there by Lundgren. Makes a move, drives the middle, spins, little jumper, and that's going to fall 36-40 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Wildcats. And that pass from Hoffman's tipped away by Gonzalez, picked up by Valle. Back to Gonzalez up top. Dubois for three, that's going to short. That's going to be rebounded there by Maggs. Taken away by Carter Scott. He's going to pass it up to Lundgren. Lundgren's going to drive, and he's going to finish at the hole 40-40 on the Station on Main score, or 40-38, excuse me. The Station on Main scoreboard as Valle is just going to walk this ball up the court. He's going to be picked up there by Riker Hoffman. Comes around a couple screens by Gonzalez. Drives the hole, and that's going to come off the rim, and that's going to be Daniel Valle picking up a foul. That's going to be the fourth team foul on the Wildcats in this quarter. That's going to be the first on Daniel Valle. Third team foul on the Wildcats, excuse me. As Carter Hoffman checks in for Carter Scott. Lundgren across the timeline. Nice move there by Drake Weston. Daniel Smith unable to handle that pass. And we're going to have stoppage in play for blood for Daniel Smith. His coaches are trying to take care of that. 4:43 remaining here in the third. As the Wildcats inbound the basketball here, Raul Valle walks the ball up the court. He's going to be picked up there by Riker Hoffman. Passes to Daniel Valle. And that pass is going to be picked off by Lundgren. He's going to go hard. Finds Riker Hoffman with the alley-oop. Riker's unable to finish as Fonsbeck takes out Lundgren trying to get that rebound, and Raul Valle finds a cutting Kevin Gonzalez for two, 42-38. On the Station on Main scoreboard. Lundgren, step back, short. Lundgren's going to get his own rebound, and that's going to be a foul on Kevin Gonzalez, the fourth team foul of the quarter on the Wildcats, as Lundgren's going to step to the line for two. That's going to be number 2 on Gonzalez. As coach Brittany Pugmire comes over to help Daniel Smith. Ridge's first one misses. Back iron. as number 0, Marcus Gomez, and number 1, Angel Mendoza, check in for the Wildcats. Ridge steps up to the line to shoot his second. That one is going to go in. 39-42 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As I will get that updated. Valle to Gonzalez. That's going to be tipped by Fonsbeck. Drake Weston comes down with it, and he's going to drive the middle. He's going to find Fonsbeck, who's unable to handle that pass out of bounds to the Wildcats. As Daniel Smith, after taking care of the blood, is going to check back in for Fonsbeck. 3:33 remaining in this third quarter. As Gonzalez inbounds to Valle. Valle just walks the ball across the timeline where he's picked up by Riker Hoffman. He's going to make a drive to the baseline left side, gives it to Gonzalez, back to Valle. He's going to shoot the three. That's going to be short, rebounded by Drake Weston. He's going to hand to Lundgren. He's going to find Hoffman. Hoffman's going to drive, get fouled. Unable to finish, but he's going to go to the line. That's going to be the 5th team foul with 3 minutes remaining here in the third. So any foul by the Wildcats here is going to send the Rebels to the line, and they're going to call that one on 0, Marcus Gomez. That's going to be his first. As Hoffman steps to the line to shoot 2. His first is good. 40-42 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Riker's second is also good. 41-42 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Valle driving left, stops. Finds Angel Mendoza for the 3. That's going to go back rim and out, and as Carter Hoffman goes for that rebound, Mendoza's going to foul him, and that's going to be his 4th foul. 5th team, so Carter Hoffman should be shooting. 2:58 remaining in this second quarter. Hoffman steps to the line for his first. Going to go front rim and out. Hoffman for his second. And that's going to go back rim and out, and rebounded there by Dubois. Valle across the timeline, picked up by Riker Hoffman. Valle pulls up for the 3, and that's going to be good. 45-41 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And Drake Weston's going to be called for the foul there. Kevin Gonzalez right here in front of me is going to inbound the ball. 2:38 remaining in this third. Valle across the timeline, picked up by Ridge Lundgren this time. To Dubois. Dubois yo-yos, he's going to find Gomez. Gomez back to Valle. Valle's making some moves, guarded by Lundgren. Into the middle. And he's going to be called for the travel. Rebel basketball. Weston with the ball. Across the timeline, he's going to drive through the middle, lay it up and in. Great move there by Weston. 43-45 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Valle walks it back up the court. Guarded there by Lundgren. He drives the middle. Pull up. No good, back rim and out, and that's going to be rebounded there by Riker Hoffman. He's going to find a streaking Daniel Smith. Daniel's going to lay up the reverse layup, 45-45 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Gomez brings it across the timeline, gives it to Gonzalez, back to Valle. Valle to the left, step back, gets it Ridge in the air. He's going to find Gomez. Gomez back to Valle. 17 remaining on the shot clock. Down to Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to make a move on Smith. Smith, I think, got a piece of that one. Ridge Lundgren comes up with the offensive rebound. Ridge crosses the timeline. Tie ball game, 45-45. 1 minute remaining in the third. Lundgren yo-yos up top. He's going to stop and pop from three, and he's going to hit that one. 48-45 for the Rebels. As Valle comes across the timeline, comes around a screen by Gonzalez. Gonzalez for three, no good. That's going to come off Riker's hands and into the hands of Gomez, who hits a two, 48-47. Hoffman underneath. Dubois with the foul. That's going to drop. Hoffman's going to go to the line for the three-point play. 50-47 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Hoffman steps to the line for the and one attempt. As Fonsbeck steps up, going to check in for Hoffman. Hoffman misses front rim. Rebound by Smith, who misses that one. Carter Grohl, who checked in just a minute ago for Riker Hoffman, he tries for that one. That's going to be out of bounds off of Carter Grohl. 32 seconds remain here in the third quarter. And Valle is going to walk it up the court. 50-47 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 22. And that's Daniel Valle being hounded by Weston. Raul Valle. 12 seconds. 11, 10. Great defense there by the switch by Daniel Smith. As Valle pulls for three, that's going to be front iron and out. Valle again for three. Good if it goes, and it's not going to go. That's going to be the end of the third quarter, 47-50. Favor of the Rebels, and we will be right back to this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on my local radio sports network.
We know from experience that in rural America, people really care about three things: their faith, their money, and their high school sports, and not necessarily in that order.
It's a race. Mendez in some space down the left wing. Steps into a shot. Mendez scores! Red Devils on top, 2-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard.
The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Hello, North Carolina. Cheyenne's coming to visit.
The My Local Radio Sports Network covers high school sports in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, American Legion Baseball and high school rodeo, and
And now a message from the experts at Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome to Water's Edge, right downtown Garden City. Beachfront condos, close to the beach, close to downtown for your renters and the owners.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth. We're going to go to the Bear Lake Fan Cam here. We want to thank Bear Lake Realty and Gary McKee for all that they do for all your realty needs in the Bear Lake Valley. Call Gary 435-946-8888. As we return to live action, fourth quarter, 50-47, the Rebels are on top of the Wildcats. And we got an alley-oop to Ridge Lundgren, unable to handle it, but he gets his own miff and reverse layup, 52-47. As I bring the scoreboard back up here, shot by Gonzalez is no good. Rebound to the Rebels. Drake Weston pull up for three, and that's going to be hard off the glass and out. Rebound there by Bateman. As the Wildcats are starting to push a little bit. Gonzalez for three, no good. Ball bouncing around everywhere, everybody fighting for it. And they're going to get Ridge Lundgren for a foul. That's going to be the first team foul of the quarter. 2 fouls on Ridge Lundgren as the Wildcats inbound. Valle. He's going to be picked up there by Riker Hoffman. To Daniel Valle, picked up by Drake Weston. Back to Raul Valle to Bateman. Back Dubois, Valle. Gonzalez in the corner. Valle, 13 on the shot clock. And Valle is going to find Dubois underneath. Whistled for a foul. That basket's going to count. That's going to be number 4 on Carter Hoffman. Bring the score 52-49 with Dubois stepping to the line for the and one. And Dubois' and one is no good. Off front iron, rebound there, but pulled down by Carter Scott. He's going to give to Lundgren. Daniel Smith from the wing. He's going to dish off to Drake Weston. Drake's going to get hammered underneath. Does not finish, but it's going to go to the line for 2. That's going to be called on Daniel Valle. It's going to be the second team foul of the quarter and second on Valle as Drake Weston steps to the line to shoot 2. Drake's first is up and good. 53-49. Drake steps up for the second one. Little arc over the front of the rim, bounces off the backboard and out. Valle crosses the timeline. That's Daniel Valle with a shot. Rebound there by Riker Hoffman. He's going to push. He's going to find Daniel Smith on this right side wing. Daniel down the middle. Wanted a foul, didn't get it. Raul Valle across the timeline. Drake Weston picks him up. Over to Dubois, back to Valle. Valle to Bateman. Bateman's going to make a nice little move into the middle. Now he's going to find Daniel Valle. Over to Dubois. Back to Daniel Valle. Back up to Dubois up top. He's going to find Gonzalez. Gonzalez is going to make a move. And that's going to be a shot clock violation.
Good, Drake.
Rebels wanted a backcourt violation. Talks to the officials. Coach Cornea does. And Rebels to inbound. We're going to have a little discussion here by the Rebels or by the officials.
Hey, let's go Bear one trip. Bear. Be a big, Riker. Bear.
Had a discussion on the shot clock, whether it should have reset. The officials are saying no. Coach Kyle Murphy's wanting a little explanation. Riker Hoffman inbound to Lundgren. Lundgren across the timeline. Drake Weston to the right wing. He's going to find Riker Hoffman on top of the key. Over to Ridge, left wing to Carter Scott up top. Carter yo-yoing. He's going to find Ridge Lundgren underneath. And that shot's going to be blocked by Valle. Picked up by Gonzalez. Valle across the timeline. That's going to be tipped out of bounds by Carter Scott. 5:10 remaining in this ball game. 53-49 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wildcats to inbounds. That's going to be Gonzalez to step out of bounds. 26 seconds as Coach Lex Cornea wants a timeout. We're going to take one as well. We'll be right back to this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel basketball, live and online at mylocalradio.com, and you can listen in at 98.3 FM KADQ.
Listening to the music that you love brings you joy. MyLocalRadio.com brings you that music. Whether you like listening to country's biggest stars, classic pop hits, classic rock, and rock hits, or country's young guns and legendary southern rock. MyLocalRadio.com puts your favorite music at your fingertips. Download the app to your mobile device or log onto the website to bring more joy into your life with your favorite music. MyLocalRadio.com.
And welcome back to the broadcast booth. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on the My Local Radio Sports Network. We do want to thank all of our sponsors for everything they do and make this possible for us to come out here and do all these games. I may not sound good, but I do enjoy doing it for all you guys, and if it wasn't for the sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do this. So we want to thank them once again. We try to get them all in every game. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. But we do everything we can. 5:10 remaining here in this ball game, 49-53. Rebels are on top, station on main scoreboard. It's been a good game, the whole game. The Rebels did jump out to a 12-0 lead, and then in the first, the Wildcats were able to make a comeback, and were only down 3 at the end of the first. The end of the second, the Wildcats were down 3 also. End of the third, the Wildcats were up 3. That's going to be a three-pointer there by Daniel Valle. 52-53 on the station on main scoreboard. Carter Scott across the timeline. He's going to give to Riker Hoffman, who's going to drive the lane and get fouled. That's going to be called on 12. That's going to be 4 on Bateman. As Riker Hoffman steps to the line to shoot 2. First one up, back iron and out. As Kevin Gonzalez kind of teases the official there, takes it from over his head. Hoffman's second one up and good, 54-52. Daniel Valle across the timeline. As Drake Weston is doing a great job just face guarding Raul Valle. And he's going to, Dubois gets the ball to Valle. Valle is going to find Gonzalez on the left wing. To Dubois for 3. And Dubois is going to be called for a travel. Wildcats don't like that call, but it was called. They're not going to change it. Riker Hoffman inbounds to Drake Weston. Drake walks it across the timeline. 4:21 remaining, 54-52. Hoffman up top. He's going to make a move on Bateman. Pull up. He's going to find Ridge for 3. No good. Daniel Smith with the offensive board. Daniel's going to get fouled. He wasn't able to convert, but he's going to go to the line for 2 as he gets a foul call against Kevin Gonzalez. That's going to be the third team foul and third foul against Gonzalez as Daniel steps to the line to shoot 2. First one up and good as Carter Hoffman checks in for Carter Scott. 4:09 remaining in this ball game. Daniel's second one up and good. 56-52. As Daniel Valle brings it up the court. Dubois, right side. Timeout called by Coach Murphy. With that, we're going to take a quick timeout. You're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball on mylocalradio.com.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich High basketball. Online and live at mylocalradio.com. You can listen in at 98.3 FM KADQ. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this ball game, and it's been a close one most of the game. 56-52. Rebels are ahead. Wildcat basketball. Get it into Gonzalez. Back to Dubois in the corner. Dubois looking. He's being hounded by Riker Hoffman. He finds Bateman in the corner. Back to Gonzalez up top. Gonzalez to Bateman. 4 on the shot clock. Gonzalez throws up a prayer off front rim. That's going to be picked up by Drake Weston. 3:30 remaining. Drake walks across the timeline. He's going to hand to Ridge Lundgren. Ridge finds Daniel underneath. Daniel outside to Riker Hoffman for 3, and that's going to fall. 59-52. In favor of the Rebels on the station on main scoreboard as Valle takes it across the court. He's going to make a move, and they're going to call Drake Weston. They said 3. Okay, they're going to call that on Drake Weston. So Raul Valle to the line, 4-3. That's going to be Drake's third team foul. So Valle's first is up and good. Valle's second is good. And Valle steps up for his third. 3 minutes remaining in this game. And his third is up and good. Makes all three. 55-59 on the station on main scoreboard. As Lundgren crosses the timeline. Going to dish to Drake. Drake yo-yos up top. Going to make a move down the middle. And he's... Raul Valle down the middle as Daniel Smith steps in and hits the foul, but Raul makes that basket. It's going to bring it 57-59. The chance for the three-point play. And that foul's going to be called on Daniel Smith. That's going to be the 4th team foul. 3rd foul on Smith. As Coach Cornian wants a timeout, we're going to take one as well. 2:43 remaining in this ball game. 57-59 on the station on main scoreboard. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsor.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
And welcome back to the broadcast booth. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on the My Local Radio Sports Network. 57-59, 2:43 remaining in the game. Raul Valle's shooting 1 after he made the basket, going for the three-point play. The shot is up and front rim and out. Rebound by Daniel Smith. We're going to push up the floor. Riker Hoffman Ridge with a little pull-up jumper from 12 foot, in and out. That's going to bounce to Raul Valle as he's going to walk across the timeline. Bateman up top. He's going to find Dubois for the little 12-footer, and that's going to fall. 59-59. It's Dubois, the freshman, big shot to tie up this ball game. Lundgren up top. As the crowd in Wendover is getting loud. Lundgren yo-yos. He's going to find Smith in the corner for three, and that's going to go back iron and out. Big offensive rebound by Riker Hoffman, but they're going to call him for the offensive foul. Tie ball game, Wendover ball, 59-59. That's going to be the 5th team foul on the Wildcats. So that's going to send Bateman to the line for 2. Bateman steps up for the first one. Couple dribbles. Nice little arc. Back rim and out. Bateman for the second. Couple dribbles. Nice arc and in. 60-59 on the station on main scoreboard. Lundgren across the timeline. Picked up there by Raul Valle. Gets the pick from Smith. Little pick and roll. That's going to be blocked. But Riker Hoffman with the offensive board, and that's going to be a foul call on Bateman. That's going to be Bateman's 5th, if I'm not mistaken. 4th team foul on the Wildcats, and that is Bateman's 5th. So Marcus Gomez checks in for him as Riker Hoffman steps to the line to shoot 2. 60-59 on the station on main scoreboard. Riker's first, up and good. We've had a few ties, a few lead changes in this ball game. Hoffman steps up for the second. Nice arc and nothing but net. 61-60 on the station on main scoreboard. Wildcats push up. We're going to get a foul call. Who's that one going to be on? That one's going to be on Riker. That's going to be Riker's 3rd, excuse me. But we're in the bonus situation, so Daniel Valle is going to step to the line to shoot 2. 1:22 remaining on the clock. Valle's first one is up and good. All knotted up once again at 61. Valle, one dribble up. That's going to be short. Rebound there by Lundgren, 61-61. Lundgren pushes up the court to Drake Weston. Ball knocked away by Gonzalez. Drake's able to retain it. Gets it back up top to Lundgren. Hands to Weston. We'll do a little weave. Weston hands back to Lundgren. Into the corner to Hoffman. Hoffman's going to drive baseline, and he's going to put it up and in. 63-61. Favor of the Rebels. Under a minute remaining. Valle gets it across to Gonzalez. Timeout by Coach Kyle Murphy, and we're going to take a timeout as well. We'll be right back. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball on My Local Radio Sports Network.
Listening to the music that you love brings you joy. MyLocalRadio.com brings you that music. Whether you like listening to country's biggest stars, classic pop hits, classic rock, and rock hits, or country's young guns and legendary southern rock, MyLocalRadio.com puts your favorite music at your fingertips. Download the app to your mobile device or log onto the website to bring more joy into your life with your favorite music. MyLocalRadio.com.
And welcome back to the broadcast booth. This first game of the Rich Rebel Boys basketball 24-25 season is turning out to be a barn burner. We're under a minute left. The Rebels lead by 2, 63-61 here in Wendover. Wendover calls a timeout. It's going to be Wendover basketball just into the front court. 2 timeouts remaining for each team. Coach Corney is telling his team when they have the ball to not panic. If they get in trouble, he has 2 timeouts. He's not afraid to use one. He'll bail them out. 45 seconds remain, 61-63. Wildcat basketball. Looks like the Rebels are coming out maybe in a box and one with Drake Weston on Valle. Valle gets the ball to Gonzalez, back to Valle. Screen there by Daniel Valle. He's going to get the ball from Raul over to Dubois. 13 remaining on the shot clock. 10. Gonzalez has the ball, and Coach Murphy's going to call another timeout. That's going to be a 30-second timeout. We're going to keep this one right here. 26 seconds remaining in this game. 7 seconds on the shot clock, and that's what Coach Murphy seen was the 7 seconds. And Drake Weston is doing a heck of a job on Valle. He's face guarding him. He's face guarding him and not letting him get the ball. And he's doing a heck of a job keeping the ball out of Valle's hands. And that's who the Wildcats want the ball. That's where they want the ball to go. I expect Coach Cornea, he might switch up the defense here, knowing Coach Cornea. He likes to do that to teams. So Wendover has 1 timeout remaining. Rich with 2, 26 seconds, 7 seconds on the shot clock. So even if the Wildcats score, the Rebels will have time to take it down the court as long as they don't panic. Gonzalez is going to inbound the ball on the right side. And as you can see right there at half court, Drake Weston just in a face guard against Raul Valle. Coach Murphy drew up the play. Gonzalez guarded there by Smith. Pull up 3. That's an air ball, but that's going to be rebounded by Daniel Valle. That's going to miss, and that's going to be rebounded by Carter Hoffman as Coach Cornea wants a timeout. 11 seconds remaining. It's going to be Rich Rebel basketball. Rich is up by 2. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Listening to the music that you love brings you joy. MyLocalRadio.com brings you that music. Whether you like listening to country's biggest stars, classic pop hits, classic rock, and rock hits, or country's young guns and legendary southern rock, MyLocalRadio.com puts your favorite music at your fingertips. Download the app to your mobile device or log onto the website to bring more joy into your life with your favorite music. MyLocalRadio.com.
Welcome back into the broadcast booth. 11.8 seconds remaining. Shot clock is off. Rich Rebels have the basketball with a 2-point lead. 63-61. What a game to start this 24-25 season out. Ridge Lundgren's going to inbound the basketball for the Rebels. The Wildcats are way up on them, and you know they're looking to foul. If they're looking to steal, if they don't get the steal, they're going to foul. Daniel Valle is going to foul Drake Weston. Drake's going to go to the line to shoot 2. That is the 4th foul on Daniel Valle. That is the 5th team foul. Drake stepping to the line to shoot 2. These are big free throws. Drake, couple dribbles, and rims out on the first one. And Angel Mendoza checks in for Marcus Gomez. Drake steps to the line to shoot his second. 9.8 seconds remaining. Up and good. 64-61. As the pass to Gonzalez is over his head, Riker Hoffman's able to come away with it. And they're going to foul Riker, send Riker to the line. 4 seconds remaining. Rebels up by 3. Riker's got 2. Riker steps up for the first. Couple dribbles, ball's in the air, and that's going to go in. 65-61 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wow, I was way behind. Sorry, folks. And Riker hits the second as well. 66-61 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And DuBois 4-3. It's going to count if it goes. It's no good as the Rebels pull away with this fourth quarter victory in Wendover. And we will be right back with the postgame show after these words from our sponsors.
Is pain holding you back from doing the things you love? At Evanston Regional Hospital, our expert physical therapist can help you get back to feeling your best. We offer personalized treatment plans designed to address your specific needs. Whether you're recovering from an injury, managing chronic pain, or simply looking to improve your mobility, don't let pain control your life. Take control of your health and get moving again. Ask your family doctor if physical therapy is right for you, or call one of our therapy departments directly. Evanston Regional Hospital, because your movement matters.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
And welcome back to this Independent Software Solutions post-game show on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball, online and live at mylocalradio.com. I'm going to go straight into the Dr. McKay Franken Precision Play of the Game for this one before I get some stats here from bookkeeper Brandon Holmes. But the Precision Play of the Game to me, and there was quite a few. It was a great game, but I've got to go with Riker Hoffman stepping up there at the end and hitting 2 big free throws to put this one out of reach. Not taking away anything from Drake Weston hitting 1 out of 2 right before that, but Riker Hoffman's 2 free throws at the end of the game to put the game out of reach with 4 seconds remaining is your Dr. McKay Franken Precision Play of the Game, and we'll be right back with the Crawford Trough Player of the Game on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball.
WattSmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency program. WattSmart provides rebates to residential customers for energy efficiency upgrades made around the home. Devices and appliances that use electricity in your home can usually be made more efficient, and that can save you money and energy. When you decide to make upgrades, we have rebates available for you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
Welcome Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
Make your day even better by indulging in delectable, freshly prepared classics at the Crawford Trough. Come enjoy succulent cheeseburgers, rich raspberry shakes, crispy onion rings, or golden fries, and pair it all with our exclusive River Bridge soda. For another favorite, try a grilled chicken wrap or a yummy twisted ice cream cone. Make the perfect dining experience with our delightful Crawford Trough staff. Treat yourself to something delicious from the Crawford Trough in Randolph.
Woodruff Corner Store is hometown convenience. Now serving ice cream or shakes from our new soft serve machine. And remember, you can always stop in for a fountain drink with all your favorite mix-ins. Summer hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth. This T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball on my local radio sports network. I'm going to go to the Crawford Trough player of the game. And I don't know, some people may disagree with me. Some people will agree with me. There was plenty of guys that could have got it tonight. I mean, Riker Hoffman, 18 points. That was great. He got the play of the game. But I'm going with Drake Weston and his defense he put out on Raul Vaea there in the fourth quarter, because that's who Kyle Murphy wants the ball in his hands. He's told me he's just a very smart basketball player, and the way Drake denied him the ball, I think, to me, is one of the biggest reasons the Rebels were able to pull this victory out tonight. So I'm going to go with the Crawford Trough player of the game tonight is going to go to Drake Weston. And now I'm going to go to the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. So Carter Scott ended up with 3 points, Dylan Fonsbeck with 2, Carter Hoffman with 10, Ridge Lundgren with 10, Drake Weston with 13, Daniel Smith with 10, Riker Hoffman ended up as the team high 18 points. Riker went 9 for 10 from the free throw line tonight. And Riker come off the bench tonight. He started the second half. He played a great game. And, I mean, I honestly don't want to take anything away from Riker because he did play one heck of a ball game tonight. But the Rebels were able to come away with the win 66-61 on the Wildcats side. You had Gomez with 3, Mags with 2, Daniel Valle with 9, Raul Valle with 15, Bateman with 4, Dubois with 7, and Gonzalez ended up with 21. And that is your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap on this Independent Software Solutions post-game show. I do not... Oh, hang on. So next week for the Woodruff Country Corner calendar update. Thank you, Rob. The Bridger Valley tournament for the boys and girls basketball. And then wrestling is at Marsh Valley on Friday and Saturday. So that is your Woodruff Country Corner calendar update. And with that, I'm going to leave you guys and thank everybody for listening. Thank all of our sponsors and thank Colton back at home producing this for us. This wouldn't be possible without our sponsors or our viewers, so we do want to thank you guys. This has been a T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports. And until next time, go Rebels.